I've generated $4.25 million on LinkedIn, and I've created a 4-hour free course for you so you can go through step by step to get your very first client on LinkedIn. And I'm going to walk you through how the course works now, or you can just skip to the good parts. And if you want to get access to all the resources and all the materials here as well, just click the link below and you can kind of follow on. So I'm going to walk you through why I created it, how it works, and you can get access immediately. So about a year ago, there was this problem where I was chatting to heaps of people on LinkedIn who told me, hey, Matt, I don't know what to sell on the platform and I don't know how to get my first client, but I'd love to work with you. So I said, fuck it. I'm just going to build you a free course to walk you through exactly how to do it. So if you scroll down here, 14,475 people have done this free course. That's helped me collect 44,000 inbound leads nearly through the actual platform. If you don't know who I am as well, my name is Matthew Lakajev. I got nearly 100,000 followers on LinkedIn. I've generated 16 million leads and 16 million impressions, and I've got made about $4.25 million, and we're just getting started. So the actual course itself, so people that have watched it, so currently right now, there's 7,825 people started watching it. What's even crazier is that 57% of the people that watched it actually completed the course, which is really, really awesome. It's because I've actually given you free resources, a pitch deck, prompts, and all that kind of stuff in between. And my client, Beck, as well, she closed $45,000 using the pitch deck alone. So I'm just going to walk you through now what's in it, or you can just skip ahead past this point and just go through the course. The whole entire thing's here. And the only thing I ask of you is that once you get your first client, just pinky promise me that you're going to come work with me in my paid program. All you got to do is just comment pinky promise below and then come work with me in my paid program after. But I want to prove to you I can get you clients without, even if you have zero offer or anything, I can get clients pretty much today on LinkedIn. All right, so let's walk through the course. What does it include? So it includes day one. It includes how to define your superpowers and finding your in-demand offers. What this is I'm going to show you, based off the skills that you already have, how can you find stuff in the market that you can sell right now for people that actually want to buy it. And what we've got inside it is we've got a ChatGPT prompt, a multi-step prompt that you can fill in, adding all the information about yourself, and you can get this right now so that you can add this in and actually generate, like, hey, what is the thing that I'm actually going to sell? Now, the next thing we've got up is creating your your initial offer and identifying your ICP. This is really crucial because you want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which I can show you how to get 2 free months as well, how to get actual access to the platform, find your ideal clients, and just immediately reach out to them and start having conversations with them, get on calls, and get with clients as fast as you can. Now, day 3, what I show you how to do is clone winning moves. What that is I show you how to find the competitors within your market to make amazing stuff just like them. So you can literally just shortcut the hard work that they've already done, so you don't even have to do hard work anymore as well. Like, you literally can just copy what they're doing. Now, day 4, and then we're going to show you the MVP Closer Kit. Now, this one is super key, right? The MVP Closer Kit includes your pitch deck template. My co-founder, who is the CEO of a publicly listed company, designed this pitch deck. And as I mentioned before, Beck, my client, closed $45,000 deals from this pitch deck alone. I've used all of Alex Hormozi's offer creation templates and everything in there. As you can see behind me, I've obviously got $100 million leads, $100 million offers. We've used the whole entire structure that helps you write the entire pitch deck with AI. So you get access to this. We also show you how to edit the pitch deck. There's literally a how-to guide, how to edit it, all the videos that are inside, literally step by step. So intricate. Every single thing you're ever going to need to actually edit the pitch deck. And it goes through. Look how beautiful and amazing this pitch deck is. I literally use this pitch deck myself, and I get clients to do it because it doesn't even require you to have a sales script. All you do is you read the notes down the bottom. You literally just read what it says when you're on the actual sales call itself. Now, the next thing we come up with is your offer document as well. A lot of people say, I need an offer doc. How do I write it? We've created an offer doc, how to write an offer doc that actually sells itself. And so it goes through the actual offer doc, the template, the structure, how to put it together. And it's literally a massive prompt in the end where you can literally just put this prompt inside and it literally creates the offer doc itself. So everything in here for you to start selling on LinkedIn, even if you have no offer, you don't even know who your target market is, you can literally start selling. And after that, I've got one last video that shows you how to actually close clients as well, because that's super key. So how to reach out to them, find them in Sales Nav, what to say when you're messaging them, how to get them on a call, how to run them through, and how to close the deal. And all I ask of you is that you pinky promise me that when you get your first client, you come work with me. So just pinky promise below. So guys, super pumped for you to go through this 4-hour course. It took me like fucking weeks to put together. I actually used to charge $500 for this course as well. Now you can have it for free. It's in my paid program as well. Really looking forward to you going through it. enjoy. Let me know anything else you need as well below in the comments. I've got the link below. If you literally click that link, it's going to give you access as well below to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. So all the assets that you need. It's a full course, usually worth $500. You can have it for free. So step by step, you can literally get your first client on LinkedIn. Also, one other thing, if you haven't used LinkedIn lately, definitely go to my profile. Add me. I'm active all the time on the platform. I post heaps of stuff as well. So add me here, message me, say hi, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, guys, peace out. Enjoy the course. Catch you later. Team, what's going on? Super pumped for this part 1 of the new releases in the 6-week roadmap. This one is part 1 of develop your offer, product drop number 1, your superpowers. Really excited to run through this one. This has been the most requested thing we've had inside the program, the next 2 product drops. And Steve designed this whole program back to front. So I'm going to be looking over here at my notes as I go through at the same time. We just spent about 2.5 hours on a call before, just him debriefing me so I can present this. But it's insane. Like, I gave him the project to start knocking this out, and he's just like absolutely delivered. As you go through this, you're going to be like 10 times better dialed in on like what market you should choose, how you should take your skills and apply them to the market and the offer and who you're going to be creative for. And then next week, or sorry, in 3 weeks time, then we're going to have how to actually create your, MVP closer kit, including your pitch deck and your offer doc. So really, really excited for this one as well. It's just, there's going to be so many new and innovative tools that you haven't seen yet as we go through it. And it's kind of like really a self-discovery journey, this one, because ultimately we can't pick who you're going to sell to with your skills, but we want to make sure that you've got the the absolute best, information. So when you go out there in the market, you're primed to succeed. So there's a quote by a guy called Nick Huber. The most successful people I know chased an obvious opportunity to make money today. They didn't chase their passion at all. I firmly agree with this. Nick Huber is a guy, he has a website called, if you look it up, it's The Sweaty Startup. He's got a podcast on it as well. Nick's known for starting really easy to start service-based businesses in boring industries, so boring businesses, getting them going and then finding a passion. Now, there's a lot of people out there who I kind of don't agree with this, is they kind of say you want to figure out your ikigai. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, and they run through it. Like, whilst I think it's good, I also think that anyone starting out in business doesn't have enough context to even know what even they want to be able to build an ikigai, in my opinion. And usually what I think as well is like the quicker you can get started, the quicker you can start serving people and working with people, you finally work out what you actually like doing, especially if you're starting out in business. And so I agree. I think that money buys you time and buys you freedom, and then it buys you the headspace to make better decisions. And so this is really geared towards you making money, if you want to know. Really, really geared towards that. I wrote down in my notes, money equals time equals passion. And I thoroughly believe that. And I agree with Nick here. And a lot of people are kind of controversial with him, or I think he's quite controversial, but it's kind of just what I believe. It's just you want to get in, get scrappy, and get started, and then you build a passion over time. So we're here to make money fast, but we do that by making clients money or saving clients money. Now, it's one of the easiest metrics to track, because if you can say to someone, they call it selling money at a discount. If you can say to someone, hey, we're going to save you $10,000 and you pay us $2,000, everyone's going to do it every day of the week. Or if you say to them, I'm going to make you $10,000, it costs you $2,000, super easy. So the way we're going to craft these offers in here, especially if you've never picked an offer, you want to pick something that's much easier, and it's got to do with helping people make or save money. And that's what we're really gearing this ICP and defining the target market you want to go after inside as well. So, in B2B, offers that make clients money or save clients money are the easiest to sell and easiest to scale. And I just went away with, it was about 65 business owners, all doing between $1 to $100 million a year, and all of them did this, every single one of them. And it's just, we've looked back at all the data on everyone who's joined the program, especially if you're just building your offer now, and we found that the most success by far has been from people that equate making or saving money. And so it's just a stat that we pulled out, and we're like, it's just so bleedingly obvious. And so we want to set you guys up for success. So as you go and build your business, recraft your offer. It's just set up for success, and you want to play the game on easy mode essentially. So just to repeat focus on offers that, we make clients money, generate revenue, acquire more customers, or expand their market share, or save clients money, by reducing their costs, create operational efficiencies, minimize risks, etc. And then we want to create real impact and no fluff. So we're not going to reinvent the wheel here or go all blue ocean on things people will never buy. And a lot of people have read the book Blue Ocean, and they try to create an offer that's just like so far left field that people don't even understand what it is. And so we want to pick something that's super simple, easy for you to deliver, so you can get time from the customers, so you can then build it out and build a scalable, productized service that you can actually sell, because that's the ultimate goal. And as I kind of think through and back at when I first started this business, it was December 2022. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to close that so I don't have sun poking at me here. Cool, that's it. Yeah, so I made this exact mistake when I started my business in December 2022. I thought, all right, I'm going to innovate the market. I'm going to do cold outreach, so cold calling and cold email to book meetings for service-based companies. And the inspiration for that for me was my boss, Nick, at the time, my old boss from an accounting firm, because I knew he always struggled with leads and he always struggled with marketing. And I was like, that's my niche. He's in a lot of pain. I'm going to create this new type of offer where I book him cold appointments, and then we also train him in sales, and then we also review his sales calls, and we give him feedback, and we improve what he's doing essentially and close more deals. And how wrong was I? It was the hardest business model to deliver. It was quite easy to sell, surprisingly, but logistically extremely difficult. And so many businesses have built their business off referrals. They've never done sales. And so going through that whole process of training them. The other thing is a lot of businesses that have built themselves over 20 years, they don't have a productized offer. So they have such random and scattered things. And so that was like a terrible idea. And so I wanted to try and reinvent the wheel. I was like, I want to do something real new. And that ended up costing me so much money. And then another business type idea that I thought of, or that I was doing, was more like consulting. And so what I do is after that wasn't working, I jumped into and I started helping businesses build what I called like a playbook. So essentially a playbook being, I sat down, I did 3 hours of consulting with them. I wrote all their sales strategies on exactly what they need to do. And I just got them to implement it. And where that suffered was when you show small business owners and you talk sales terminology to them, they just don't get it. And no matter, I had to break down the processes to be so simple. There was just no way they were going to follow it and no way they were going to implement it. So I just give them this 20-page book that I custom hand wrote, and they just never did anything about it. They just felt really good in the meeting. So there were a couple of the business ideas that I had as I went through. And so I just don't want you to make the same mistake, because if you try to reinvent the wheel, and do something completely left field, it just doesn't work out, and you fight a losing battle. It's just way harder. And so I want to give you guys the process where you can find an offer that you can actually go out there that doesn't reinvent the wheel, that's easier to deliver, so you can get more time with customers, and so you don't waste the 6 months that I did until I found out and worked out how to do productized services like this as well. Yeah, definitely. Cool. I click it. Yeah, so with that in mind, what you want to do now is on this call, on this recording, is you want to list what are your top 3 skills you have or want that can help clients make or save money. So you want to, and as you go through this process of, especially this stage 1 or part 1, it's going to take time, and you can have a lot of different iterations, but it's a thinking exercise. So you want to think, what's your most valuable superpower skill? What is it? And then, what else are you really good at? And then with a bit of work, what might you be amazing at? So have a think, and then write down what are these skills, and make sure that you write them down in a lot of detail as well. A couple of sentences for each one in these skills. And we're going to use them in the next videos of the next module and run them through the AI to help them take the skills that you have and then essentially build on them to create potential offers as well. Now, as you've kind of gone through and done that, you may finish that now, otherwise just pause the video. Once you've completed it, you just want to read through and think, can these skills make clients money or save them money in a real, no fluff, no fantasy land way? We really mean that. And if they can't, that's when you want to go back and then try again and rewrite it out. Because especially if you're starting out, making or saving people money, that is absolutely everything. And for example, like, let's say, you may be like on borderline between, like, let's say you're like living in the land of like productivity or something like that, or you want to help people build habits or something like that. Like, it's more vague and it's not 100% to do with money. Like, you want to gear your offer and the way you describe it to be able to help people essentially make or save money. So for example, let's say you're a mindset coach or something like that, right? Or you help people break addictions. Like, one thing that everyone's super addicted to is their phone. And what you can do is, a very easy thing is, if everyone looks at their phone time, they've usually got like 4.5 hours. What you could gear towards, say if you're going to create a potential offer, you could be like, okay, get rid of your phone addiction. Let's say I help accountants get rid of their phone addiction, or remove 2 hours a day from using their phones. So they can get back to build 2 more billable hours per day, for example. So like, you always want to gear it back to the money thing, because again, it's like selling money at a discount. If they give you $2,000 and you give them $10,000, it's a very easy exchange, and everyone will make that any day of the week. So spend some time going back and forth, but we'll get to it next in the AI section as well. Cool. And it's also totally fine if you're not an expert yet. So a lot of people will be kind of scared, and you'll be thinking, Matt, I don't think I'm an expert in anything that can make people save money. Like, if you're not super skilled, you want to consider this when you're, developing your offer. Like, as you're going through, you want to find courses, use AI, be resourceful, and so much at your fingertips to like upskill yourself. And when I look back at when I first started this program, I kind of like think, how did I start this program? I don't think I was, skilled enough to be able to do it. But at the time, I just made it work, got in there, and just really researched. And I've asked a few people now who were in the original cohort, and they're like, no, it was great. Like, I was chatting to, I think it was Arabella the other day, who was in the original cohort. She's like, I actually loved it. I got heaps of value from it. What do you mean? But it kind of goes to show you kind of skill up over time. And then you go into that kind of fake it till you make it. You start off by doing client work at a discount, or even potentially for free. I would always suggest free. My first 2 clients that I ever did were free. I didn't charge them anything, but even for a couple of months, that got me tons of experience. And then once you do that, it allows you to build the credibility with proof and evidence, like, of great work. So you can build as you go. Like, even in this program, like, we don't have the next year of the program planned out. We plan it in 6-week cycles, and we build everything based off what everyone wants. And each time we build something, we skill up and learn. Like, I learned a lot building this section, and then we take those learnings and then we redeploy it into the program so you get the benefit. And I'll give you one more example here just before I move on, just because I want to emphasize this point as well, because everyone starts sucking at everything. And when I first got my job at Zoom back in 2018, I actually had 0 sales experience, nothing. I'd owned a cafe, I'd worked in hospitality, I'd worked in accounting. I'd literally never had a sales call in my life, like nothing. And so when I got the role at Zoom, I was like, better learn the sales thing. And so I spent, months just like researching sales. I remember finding a YouTube of a guy called John Barrows, and I binged all his stuff. I remember I found this podcast called 30 Minutes to President's Club. I binged it all. Bilal Balwakri, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Like, he's in our 7-figure creators program now. And I remember listening to him like 5 years ago, which was absolutely insane. And so, I had to learn everything about sales. But what was crazy is that 6 months into my role, I became number 1 in the world in my role. So out of 150 people globally in the, I can't remember what the team was called. OAE team, yeah. Online Account Executive team. Like, I was like number 1 in the world. But I had to fake it till I made it. And it's like so much in business. Like, you go into it wading through thinking, what to do. You've got these you've got these concepts of what you're doing. But really, it's like you kind of just making it up as you go along, and you're just learning and staying ahead. When you force yourself to work with customers, especially if this is your first time, if someone's been in business a long time, you probably fully relate to this. You're probably like, yeah, I totally get this as well. anyways, I just really wanted to illustrate and drive that point home because everyone is nervous and everyone kind of has that bit of like imposter syndrome, like always. Cool. So let's dig in. So what we're first going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to find demand or identify demand and the problems your skills can solve. We're then going to go through and choose your initial offer and ICP or optimize your current offer. If you've got a current offer, use this as an optimization experience. And then we're going to go through and clone success. We're going to show you to copy what works from successful other companies. And then we're going to reduce risk, which is going to reduce your risk when starting out as well. Guys, so next up, let's do the find in demand offers. Catch you all in the next one. Team, excited to get into this. This is where the work begins and where the kind of the path of discovery happens. So I'm really excited to go through it. So this is the first section, which is finding in demand offers. So one of the biggest mistakes I've seen people in this program make is that they choose an ideal potential client and they try to sell something, but they don't even know if it's in demand. And they haven't done any research, or maybe they've done a bit of research, but when I look at it and when you do a bit of an analysis, you realize like people don't actually want the thing that you're buying. And that makes you start out on a bad foot as well. You want to start selling stuff that people actually want, and we're going to walk you through this section on how to do that exactly. But before you begin finding and validating demand, you just want to remember, start small, and just start. Like it's really hard because there's a lot of people who suffer from like analysis paralysis, and they think I want to make it perfect, before I start doing it or before I, start pitching people or speaking to them. The really hard thing though is that if you have never worked with clients and you haven't spoken to them, then your version of perfect is still actually really bad. So and if you're an existing business owner and you've had other offers, you'll remember this as well. When I think back to my first offer that I created, I'm like, that was terrible. But you just kind of have to go in there, with your best foot forward and try your hardest and over service people. Like on to the next point where you talk to potential customers, ask them what they want as you're going through. But start small. Don't have a crazy big offer. Don't try to sell a $4,000 a month retainer. It's really, really difficult. Have something that's say between $1,000 to $5,000, maybe $10,000, whatever it is, and then just start and have a limited time on it, because your ultimate goal, when you're very first starting, is to spend 40 hours a week talking to customers and working with customers, whether it be free or paid. And so many people just it's when you do a lot of the stuff that feels good in business, like building, creating stuff and systems and all that kind of stuff, it feels good. And all of the stuff that doesn't feel good, like reaching out and chatting to people, it's usually the stuff that doesn't feel good what actually builds the business. It's like the opposite. It feels good to create systems. It feels good to be creative and make new ideas and stuff like that. But in reality, it's just a lot of the time, it's just the grunt work. So, focus on those quick wins when you first start. Did you get a reply from someone? Did you have a great conversation with a potential client today? Did you get on a call with one person? Focus on those quick wins, because, you're going to cop a lot of rejection. And then you want to just try and overcome that fear and just start. And this is I wanted to say this and not sound brutal or anything, but in business or entrepreneurship, from what I've learned, it's you're going to get uncomfortable a lot of the time. You're going to have to reach out to people cold. You're going to have to let people go and fire them. You're going to have to make really tough decisions that impact. You're going to have to let clients down sometimes. And you're going to have to make these really tough, uncomfortable, and difficult decisions. And you have to do things that feel really uncomfortable. And so if you're scared, you're I don't want to start reaching out to people, or I don't want to make an offer. It's that's good. That means you're doing the right thing. And then you just want to start, because the longer you hold back from doing that uncomfortable thing, it's the worse it's going to get and the harder it's going to get. And a lot of people struggle, I've chatted to, have struggled with just those first messages they send. You've kind of just got to rip the Band-Aid off and just start doing it, because you've got to know that no matter what, you're going to have to cold reach out to people, or you're going to have discussions with people that you don't know, and you're going to have to, one time your pitch deck's not going to be on the call, you're not going to be prepared, or they're going to have 3 other people that are going to join in on the Zoom call that you didn't realize. And it's going to go to shit a lot of the time. And just being comfortable, being uncomfortable is super key. So I just really wanted to get into that as well, because a lot of people kind of come in, and I've seen a lot of people in this program where they've come in and they just haven't started reaching out to people and speaking to potential clients. They've just sat there building things. But if you just, when you build stuff before speaking to people, you're going to build stuff that, you know, you want to try and be perfect, but it's impossible to be perfect if you've never chatted to anyone. And you can never ever be perfect, but you can always progress. And the only way to progress is actually talking to people as well. So just really wanted to dive into that there. Now this this graph that Steve put together, I really, really like it. How am I going to break it down? So first things first, a lot of people say that they've never been in sales. And so like, you know, I don't know how to sell. I've never been in sales. One good thing to remember is everyone in this program has probably at least worked one full-time job, probably multiple. You had to sell yourself into the job. So you've done sales before. Everyone's done sales. Just the customer base can only be one. It's just you. But usually, if you can kind of like look at the graph itself, what this kind of shows or illustrates that, you know, when you start, you want to pick an easy business to start. Like, you don't want to pick something that's hard, like, and harder than it should be. Like, when people start trying to sell like info products, like when people try to sell courses like Justin Welsh to begin with, like if you have a look down the bottom, you need a way bigger customer base to actually sell to these people. So the only people that should be selling something that's info product or a B2B SaaS or a B2C SaaS and a social network right on the other side, right, are people that can drive an insane amount of leads. But if you're first starting, like productized consulting is where you want to be. Like it's past freelancing. It's to the, you know, because freelancing is trading time for money. We don't exactly want to get you to do that now. We want to help you create a product and an offer that you can refine over time so that you can productize and you can start getting other people to deliver and you can make it easier. But so many people I chat to, they go straight for the hard thing. But like you've got to have like literally, like if you have a look down the bottom, right? Let's say productized consulting, you might have 10 clients, right? And you might be making really good money. Like if you want to do a B2B SaaS, you've got to have like 1,000 times the leads. 1,000 times the leads. And if you want to do a social network or a marketplace or something like that, that's just like insane amount of leads. And this is a big mistake. Like Steve and I talk about all this all the time, where people start, you want to start easy. You don't want to start hard. It's just really, really difficult as well. Yeah, that's what I want to say for that bit there. It's just, I've just seen so many people, and I know two creators as well, one with 25,000 followers and one with 65,000 followers, who built info products and sold cheap courses, and they both burnt out. Like they both burnt out after 2 years, and they have tons of followers. And it's just because they picked the wrong business model, and it's really sad to see because it's promoted all over LinkedIn that you want to sell this stuff when in reality, like you want to be spending as much time with customers as you want. Even if you look at someone like Alex Hormozy, he started off with a full-time job. He then went into, like, say, more freelancing, where he was working with people who was doing PT and training them as well. And he did kind of productized consulting. Then he went and he essentially did a services-based business, which is probably in between info products and productized consulting. And then after then he flew around and he, launched people's gyms. Then he did a licensing model which was then info products. And then after that, he launched a B2B SaaS, which is further down. And now he's launching a social network, school.com, which we use now. He's co-founder with Sam Ovens. But like that dude's like the king of leads, right? And everyone just starts they start on hard mode. And yeah, I hope that illustrates the point there. And I love this diagram. Thank you, Steve, for putting it together. It really helps with it. Cool. Yeah, so you want to make sure when you're starting the game, like pick beginner. Pick the beginner mode, because like an analogy or another way to look at it is, the way I look at business is like, it's as if you're like, you're in kindergarten at school. And when you start in business, it's like you've got to do the year 2 tests. So, 2 years above. Really hard, really, really difficult, but you can do it. But people that start by trying to build something like a SaaS product or a marketplace or something like that, it's as if they're like in kindergarten and they're trying to do their PhD. It's like there's only some unicorn, crazy people like Mark Zuckerberg can do that. And it's like super rare, but you want to pick the easy route. It's just so much easier. So when we kind of think through it, there's kind of 2 paths to success as well. And There's start selling and figure it out as you go. Kind of, they call it like raw dogging, or like if you've seen the kind of viral flight trend, it's like these young guys just sitting in the seat, and what they do is they just, on the whole flight, they drink no water, they don't go to the bathroom, they just look at the TV in front of them, and they just go. And that's what a lot of people do. They just don't do any research, and they just go at it, and they make it way more harder than it should be. Or you start selling and figure it out as you go, but you do research to help validate and improve your offering as you go, and you just make it a bit easier. And so this guide, as we kind of go through, has a variety of those tools and tactics for research, but it's not everything, and there is no silver bullet, but it's going to really help you as you go through this as well. Cool. Next slide. Cool. So what are we going to do? So we're going to find out who needs your help. So we're going to align your superpower with your service offering. We're going to research to validate in-demand offers and ICP, and then we're going to choose your initial offer and ICP. And now, warning, you're about to enter a rabbit hole, and the research tools that we're going to give you, and I'm going to share screen, and I'm already shared screen, but I'm going to walk you through me using them, me using the AI, me using the prompts, right? Like, this is going to take you down a rabbit hole of research, which you could spend weeks and weeks in, but you want to make sure, go down the rabbit hole only far enough, and just take what you need, and then you need to move on. So by continuing, do you promise to find only what you need and then move on? Please do that, because you could be stuck in this rabbit hole for a month. It's really easy to do, but it requires finding, validating, and then taking action as well. So step one, we're going to help find services that help clients make or save money, if you remember from the previous slides or previous video. Now, looping back, you want to remember how we went through and we listed the top 3 skills you have or want that can help clients make or save money. You had your most valuable superpower or skill, what you're also really good at, and with a bit of work, it'll be amazing. We're going to be using that information in the next little bit, as I'm going to kind of walk through and use the AI and use the prompt as we walk through as well. Cool. So now let's get into the prompt. I'm going to quickly read through this prompt here, and then we're going to dive into ChatGPT, and we're going to start running it, and we're going to go down the rabbit hole of the discovery phase. A couple of things to note as you go through. So I'm going to introduce you to quite a few tools that you're going to look at. Now, you don't need to use every single tool, and you also don't need to validate your offer in every single tool or your target market in every single tool. You just need to validate it in a couple of places just to make sure there are established businesses doing similar things to yourself, so you know that it's actually validated. So I'm going to walk through now. So this initial tool or initial prompt is we're just going to list out 10 emerging and validated business opportunities based off the skills that you have. And I'm going to go through and run the prompt now. And then it's going to help select the B2B service offering that we're actually going to be researching next specifically. So I'm going to run you through the prompts now. So let's open it up. You'll have access below to this prompt sheet as well. Sorry, my Teddy's poking me on the leg. I think he wants to go outside. Give me a sec. Sorry, he does that sometimes. He just pokes me and he just wants to hug me. So it's pretty funny. So previously in the other slide, you wrote down, what your superpowers are, what you're really good at, and what you'd like to work on. With a bit of work, you'd be amazing at. Now we're going to run through and run this prompt. So you're going to use that as ideas, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand on this prompt as well. So let me pull this up here. I'm going to copy this here, and I'm going to paste this here. Cool. And then what I'm going to do is I've got the ChatGPT microphone extension. I am going to describe what I'm skilled in or what I'm able to do. And as you'll notice, I've got all these little tabs open up the top as well. I spent a couple of hours researching and pulling all this information together because I thought it would be really boring if you just watch me go back and forth for an hour. I'd rather just show you what the results are in the end, because the journey of discovery is it's a process that you go through. And while you don't need to validate in every single tool like I have, like I spent time doing to just validate in each one, you just need to find it in a couple, but I'm going to walk through and add this now. So I'm going to just briefly describe what I'm skilled in, and what it's most likely going to do, and I've run tests on this as well, is it just spits out and it says we're doing what we should be doing essentially. But let me go through now. So I'm skilled in essentially I'm skilled in a few things. One is I've got previous experience in sales and especially outbound lead generation, so I'm really experienced in generating leads on LinkedIn. In particular, having DM and sell by chat conversations that move people from the DMs onto sales calls. I'm also skilled at copywriting and creating content on LinkedIn that can drive awareness and build trust and generate leads. And then I'm also good at setting up LinkedIn profiles so that the profiles themselves are high converting landing pages that essentially capture leads. And I'm good at then setting up a system that people can implement within their business or their small business, like usually founders in the small business, to build their business brand to turn their LinkedIn into essentially their personal brand into a lead generation system that can fund their whole business. I'm also good at sales funnels and also good at setting up the tech as well. So they're all the things that I'm good at. Cool. And then we just go here, and what you'll notice is it's probably just going to give me a whole bunch of answers that are pretty much already what we're doing as well. But I just wanted to kind of show you our validated offer in the different areas so you can see, okay, that's what validation actually looks like as well. So as we go through here, the 10 emerging and validated B2B opportunities, LinkedIn lead generation services for professional service firms, personal brand optimization, sales funnel development for B2B SaaS startups, LinkedIn content and copywriting packages for marketing agencies. So it's got all of these really validated, business opportunities that you could pick. And even from here, I can say to it, cool, can you just run through and tell me, why these are validated business opportunities? Like why are they specifically for each 10 of them? Cool. And it just runs you through and it'll explain to you like why. And just note that like the prompts you do here, it may not be perfect for your business, but it's a starting point for your niche, and you're going to develop and you're going to be expanding on this kind of as you go as well at the same time. But yeah, you may change the prompts and slightly adjust them, but that's like with anything to do with AI. It's not a magic trick, but it is a magic trick as you go along as well. So AI powered LinkedIn outreach and automation setup for B2B companies. That's pretty cool. LinkedIn profile and sales process overhaul for consultants. So what I'm going to do here is then I'm just going to pick one of these niches, and then we're just going to dive into it, and then I'm going to show you the validation for it as well. Let me just go back to the prompts. So once you've kind of gone back and forth and you've picked the niche, that you want to kind of delve into a little bit more, and remember, you can go back and forth and curate more niches. You could even say, hey, this is really good, but I specifically want to work with coaches on LinkedIn. So can you build me 5 emerging and validated B2B opportunities leveraging my skills that I could potentially use for coaches, and specifically business coaches on LinkedIn. Cool. I just know that because I just went away with a whole bunch of business coaches, so I know that there's market demand there. Personal brand optimization for business coaches, content creation and strategy development. Cool. And LinkedIn lead generation outreach system sales funnel. Cool. LinkedIn mastery, like a deep knowledge kind of acquisition, that teaches you to leverage LinkedIn effectively. Content strategy lead generation. Oh, that looks pretty cool, right? So very similar to what we've already got. So I'm going to select that as the validated thing, and then I'm going to go through here, and you're just going to run prompt 2. So for prompt 2, you just want to copy the whole thing. What this does is it just researches the offer and the ICP specifically, and then it helps you drill down into different areas like gummy search, answer the public, Google autocomplete, and I'm going to run through those in a second as well. Actually, what I might do is I'm going to pause this here, and then I'm going to run through those different tools, and then we're going to run through them one by one. Actually, I'm going to run this prompt first, and then we'll add it after. So now what you want to do is once you've chosen the potential offer that you might use, you're going to copy this whole prompt, and it's a prompt that essentially does a research and analysis on the niche and offer that you've chosen. You paste the prompt, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the LinkedIn Mastery Coach. Cool. I'm going to copy this as an example, and I'm going to paste this here, insert your LinkedIn service offering here. Cool. And then I go enter, and then it's going to run through and do the research. So it's going to walk through the key pain points and challenges, and as you may notice, it's very similar to our program. So, the main pain points and challenges: coaches struggle with crafting a LinkedIn profile, difficulties sharing success stories and client testimonials, definitely. Inconsistent posting, struggles with creating content, I've seen that. Challenges in identifying and generating the right prospects, difficulty in moving them from conversations into sales calls, 100%. Coaches lack a structured sales funnel to nurture leads, yep. Time management, they struggle to manage their LinkedIn presence. Inconsistent outreach and follow-up definitely happens all the time. So I already know this and it's validated, but I wanted to show you that ChatGPT is validating it before I validate it. Emerging trends, growing importance of personal branding. Obviously, that's huge. Everyone knows about that. Content as a driver for engagement, 100%. Automation and AI for lead generation. Demand for structured sales processes. And increased focus on analytics and metrics, definitely. And then we've got the seed data for further research. So what this is it walks through, and I'm going to walk you through these different tools inside the slides before we get into them, but it talks about gummy search. So what it does is it consolidates Reddit threads and allows you to search them using AI, which is pretty cool. We've also got Answer the Public as well, which is another really cool tool. Industry-specific forums that you can join and see how it works. We've got competitor websites and case studies as well. That's pretty good. The Coaching Academy, I haven't seen that one. Focus on LinkedIn strategies. Twitter and social listening keyword search. Also YouTube channel research that you can do as well. Job board research. What I mean by job board research is if you can find someone that's putting up a job for, BDM or something to do with LinkedIn or generating leads, it's pretty good. And then we've got analysis. So it runs through and it decides, based on its information, what is the demand level for this type of service high? So you can see here, it's definitely high, trend upwards as LinkedIn continues to grow. Yep. Starting conservatively with an average deal size of $2,000 per client and securing 50 clients per year could easily become a six-figure business. Sweet. Decision maker prioritization, priority level high, coaches who rely on client. Yep, definitely. And then we've got ICP, short sales cycle and high urgency, so it works out well. Targeted strategies, types of companies, lead list curation, and goals. So as you can kind of read through this, you can be like, okay, this is pretty validated. ChatGPT has gone through and validated it for me. Again, I know this is validated because I went away with 150 coaches last week and all of them talked about LinkedIn lead generation, but I wanted to show you that the AI can validate it at the same time. Now what we'll do is let's just run through the slides and let's run through the tools that we're going to use now. I'm going to show you. And again, remember that you don't have to validate your idea or your offer ideas and your ICP with every single tool. Just like if you validate it with one or two tools, that's fine. Because some of your ideal clients might not live on Reddit or they might not be on YouTube or whatever. But as long as you can validate it in a couple of places or even one place and you know that there's a pain there and people are asking for it, you're like, cool, I'm onto something. And then that means that you're not going to be raw dogging it like on a plane, and you're going to actually have research when you can go out there and chat to people. So the first one I'm going to walk you through as well, and I'm going to walk through all of these and I'm going to go back and show you the research tools, is Gummy Search. This one does cost, to get the really good data, it does cost $10 a day for a day pass or $29 for a month. If you're going to get into Gummy Search, I'd just nerd out for a day to start off with. That's what I've been doing as well. Steve's been using it and he said he doesn't even use the paid version. I don't know how he does that, but I was like, that's pretty cool. But it's a way that you can organize data and community data, and I'm going to walk you through there as well. There's another tool called Answer the Public. I'm not going to show that one, but it's one that you can discover what people are actually asking about specifically. Really cool. Also, job boards. Now, companies may not be looking for me, right? LinkedIn lead specialists, but they'll be looking for sales development referrals or SDRs or BDRs or growth marketers, or if you look inside these job boards, and a lot of people are looking for jobs or are hiring for roles that help you get the thing that you're trying to sell, that there's somewhat of a good business opportunity there. Also, YouTube. Like, if you YouTube your business idea, honestly, to be honest, I found YouTube the best one out of all of these tools to use, as basic as it is, because YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. And if you can find that there's heaps of people searching for the thing in YouTube, like, it's pretty damn validated. And another thing that I worked out, especially how I know there's a lot of demand with LinkedIn lead generation, is because I've watched a lot of the LinkedIn lead gen videos in YouTube, and they're not good, in my opinion, but they get tons of views. So I'm like, man, there's a really good service here. And there's obviously, you can read the comments, ideate, and validate service offerings, and it inspires you based off content as well. So I thought YouTube was surprisingly my favorite as I've gone through and researched. Then we got Brand24, which is also pretty good. I was able to discover a few people with Brand24 just on trending topics and trending things to do with LinkedIn. And then it's obviously Google Trends as well. You can see if people are actually even searching the thing and see if it trends up over time. Yeah, and the key is to kind of, you want certain things to actually look for as you go through. And I'm going to show you the tools now. But just remember, like, there's a lot of tools here, right? And there's more tools out there. There's probably like hundreds, if not thousands of tools out there. The main thing is you just want to use these tools to validate if there is even the business opportunity there or the high growth industry that you can jump on board. Because like, you don't want to be selling newspapers in 2024. You want to be selling Zoom in COVID like I did, right? Selling Zoom during COVID was just order taking. And if you can kind of jump on that bandwagon of something that's like lifting up, i.e. LinkedIn lead generation that we do, right? It makes everything a ton easier. Because if I was out there trying to flog newspapers still, it doesn't matter how hard you work. It's just still extremely difficult as well. So now that we've run the prompt as well, you can go back through here and you can look at the actual research itself. Let's just go through now and I'll show you the different tools and stuff and how I use them as well. So the first one is Gummy Search. Now, guys, I'm not going to do a massive deep dive into these tools because that would take me like literally 20 hours to do for each one. If you do find hacks and you do find amazing things, just share them in school and share what you found, which is pretty awesome. So with Gummy Search, it's just gummysearch.com. I got a day pass. You build these things over here called audiences. You can hit advanced search and you can click over here and you can just search for different types of audience. And you can even look at, audience subreddits. So you can look at, let's say you want to look up, a whole bunch of startup founders. It's already collated all this information for you and pulled it together. But let's say we've got these audiences, right? And then I go, okay, cool. I want to look at startup founders. I might start with LinkedIn though. I looked at LinkedIn. And then when you get into here, you can look at, these are the two subreddits that are, the kind of groups that I pulled in for LinkedIn. And then I can look over here. I can say, if I click that button there, I can see, what's the hot discussion topics? What's the top content? I can also see the pain and anger, solution requests, advice requests. So people asking for things. So I can, let's say I want to look at advice requests and I want to see what people are actually asking for in LinkedIn subreddits. And so I can see, the summarization of the advice request, building personal brands while job hunting, optimizing profiles, reporting scams, using guidance, yada, yada, yada. Might go browse all posts, right? And I'm going to go appropriate time, a job post, got 4,000 views. That's pretty cool. So you can see, to my personal profile, and then I can go here and click, comments, keep posting on LinkedIn, yada, yada, 2 types of popular posts, yada, yada, yada. And so I can use this to find validated business ideas or if people are asking for certain things. So if I click patterns, I want to find patterns. And guys, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Because if someone, I was speaking to Steve about this, if someone was able to come up with a tool that could just tell you an immediate business idea to start based off your skill sets, it would be like the most valuable thing ever. And so you kind of have to spend a lot of time going through research. So seeking advice with LinkedIn, optimizing profile for recruitment, right? So that's for people wanting to get jobs, right? Or effective communications, leveraging LinkedIn for professional growth, right? How to use LinkedIn to become a leader in your space. LinkedIn guide, how can I grow my LinkedIn network? Cool. And then I can click over here and I can open up these subreddits over here. I'm about to start to finish an ebook, should be live, yada, yada, yada. Should be a section of photography, yada, yada, yada. So I can go through and then validate these ideas. Can you find me people that are after leads? Cool. Cool. Ask me a question. There we are, as it populates. Cool. Can you find, yes, there are people on Reddit who are looking for leads. Here are a few examples. Post on LinkedIn lead generation, improving LinkedIn for recruiters, to attract recruiters, form of lead generation for job opportunities. That's definitely a section. Obviously, they probably don't have as much budget as well, but a lot of career coaches do this as well. I think we have quite a few career coaches in the platform, so it definitely validates your idea here, especially with helping your candidates improve LinkedIn. For viral posts as well, to train, so people want AI content creation. So you can see down here, it's validating all of this stuff. So I know from reading through here, people are asked, how to make your LinkedIn profile a lead generating machine. That's cool. Track your profile, business card, cool. That's got 2 likes. So I know people are asking about this and I know people are talking about it at the same time, which is really cool. Even say solution requests I can look at. And I go down here, LinkedIn, browse all posts. I don't want to spend too long here because you're going to spend like, half a day or a day in a rabbit hole here for sure. Unlimited personalized invites, yada, yada, yada. Taplio alternatives, they're asking about Taplio. How do we build lists? So it's like all of this stuff is validated as well as we kind of go through, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'll check out one other audience. And let's go startup founders, and I'll say, look at LinkedIn, right, over here. ABM LinkedIn cold emails. We're hitting people up on LinkedIn a lot. So I start adding photos. Huge asset, so people are really liking it within the B2B startup space. Images can definitely help. So people are talking about it. They want to generate leads as well. I can even just search leads, lead generation, right, in startup founders, tech founder, lead generation strategy, find your next customer. I could even go LinkedIn, lead generation. I haven't actually searched this yet. Generating leads on LinkedIn, 11 likes, 10 comments, basics. And you know what the other really cool thing about this is? And I'll show you with YouTube, you can literally build your own program based off these guides. Literally. You can build your own service offering. You can grab exactly what everyone says here. This is tried and tested stuff. And I do this a lot. I grab tons of stuff from YouTube and try and collate it like we've done here. Like a lot of this stuff was based off a YouTube video that we went through and we just curated it for yourself. So you can do the same thing. Because if you do, let's say you do, there's a ton, let's pick a niche, right? There's a ton of recruiters out there that are DMing on LinkedIn, but they don't have an optimized profile and they're wasting time. They're not creating content. In my opinion, recruiters would make so much more money if they just created content and reached out. So if you were in that niche, you could just be like a coach that helps recruiters 3x their ROI of LinkedIn when you're already spending 2 hours a day there by creating content, optimizing your profile to generate inbound leads. It's like a niche that would work as well. I just know that from chatting to so many people. So that's like the first one. I've also got these other kind of subreddits here as well that I pulled up, but there we are. I've validated it, number one. There's tons of people talking about it. There's people, posting about it. It's alive. So next thing, what we want to do as we go through, there's a few other things that you want to research. We've got gummy search. We've got, answer the public. But I'll show you a few other things that I did as well. The next thing, and this is in the next module, but I'm going to show it here now and just concatenate it together for you as well. It's actually, no, I'm going to show that to you in the next module because I think that'll be better. Actually, take it back. I'm going to show it to you in the next module because this module has gone for quite long and I want to pull it to the next one. But the other really valuable thing I found to do was honestly just YouTube. As I ran through all these tools and used them, I just literally just typed in LinkedIn outreach strategy and boom, it just comes up with validated business ideas. So I can see LinkedIn outreach is easy when you use, right? And so I can go to this guy's post, right? When I'm logged into this account, super annoying. I don't have the my premium account. Definitely pay for premium LinkedIn if you don't have it. Cool. So he's like, I'm selling other businesses, 4 minutes long, right? And then I can go down here. It's got 41,000 views, right? Sick. And I go down here and I can look at the comments and I read the comments. Like, crazy, these scripts actually work. What the fuck? I would never reply to such a generic message. Kindly respectfully said. Who has the time? So this proves my point before. Is that this is what I noticed with LinkedIn. There's a lot of content that's up there as well, and that has a lot of views, right? But let me go through to his messages. But the messages don't work. Hey, we've been connected for a while now, but I realized that we never actually speak. We'd be great to hop on a call. Like, it's crazy because like this is crazy to me. This has 41,000 views and people are like watching and consuming this, but I know that this is not a good strategy. But what this shows that there's insane market demand for this because so many people want it, and the content quality is not good. Like, it's not good. I think I've actually seen this one as well. I like that method that I think I've seen this one as well. But this kind of like further validates Compliment what you like about the post, leave value, ask them. Cool. Okay, cool. So they've got some good stuff on posting, right? Cool. Let me just go over here. And I've seen this video before, and I remember watching it being like, this is not that good. Connection. It's not, this isn't meant to dig or anything like that. Wait for them to respond. You can run sell by chat sequence. Should I do a video on this? You can thank them for connecting case. They said sell by chat. My favorite, ask a question that aims to discover a pain point. Okay, that's good. That's a really good piece of advice, right? That's actually quite good. And if she, engagement message, let's have a look. If you have a few options, ask. Let me go, is there an example? Hey Tasha, I watched some of your videos and they're great. One thing I would automate personal vision like this. Okay, that's not too bad. That's actually not too bad that she's actually running through. But yeah, it's just, when you've got so much stuff over here, you can then go down into the comments and you can see, okay, this has 100,000 views and look at all these comments. The video is pure gold, absolutely loving it. So this means you can use videos like this to then come up with, you know, your validated offer. And especially if you can like go through and watch all these videos, collate all of this information. Let me have a look at this one, right, as an example. So look at the message. Link familiarity. Let me go through. I just want to see some scripts. That's a good script. Was event worth this? That was actually really good. Cool. That's good. That's a classic short email that people used to send as well. Go through here. Yeah, it's not too bad. 6 months ago, see 13,000 views, like really, really good, well edited, solid advice. So you can see people are loving it. So we know that there's like a validated business opportunity here. But honestly, like LinkedIn, YouTube and Gummy Search were amazing for me, but have a go through, have a use of all the other tools as well, and just get your validated business ideas as well as you kind of go through it. Your validated offering that's actually not a newspaper. That's what you don't want. Cool. Let me just open this back up. Sweet. And when when you're going through, you want to then, find a proven niche and, a group with a problem they're willing to pay to solve as well. Like that's super key. And when I talked before around, if you can help them make or save money, people are generally willing to solve it. Like you would think that, let's say people who are searching for a job or career coaches, right? People out of work, that might be someone who, it's difficult to sell to them. But at the same time, if you can really nearly guarantee them getting a job, they're probably going to pay for it and they'll somehow be able to get the money together. And, the more narrow the more you narrow your focus, the easier it is to target and sell and deliver on your services. We've got one of the clients, Farron, in this program. He helps business coaches in Holland generate leads, only Holland. And he's crushing it right now because he's just picked the niche of business coaches that speak in Dutch. Like that's all you have to do. So if you can kind of like find the problem, pick the niche. Like if I was going to start, like, let's say absolutely start again, right, on LinkedIn and not doing this, and one niche that I may consider picking would just be business owners, like business coaches that are already paying for ads and driving multiple 7 figures a year through Facebook that want to transition over to LinkedIn and want the step-by-step template guide and playbook to get set up there. That's a potential niche that I would go into because we could probably charge them $50,000 each and they would pay that money. And the only reason I knew that because I chatted to tons of business coaches last week and they'd probably pay 50 grand for us to just implement the system because they're already running ads. They're probably spending 50 grand a month on ads anyway. So you could say 50 grand over 3 months to roll this out on LinkedIn, organic content strategy to generate leads into your already existing funnels. But so like the more narrow you go, the better and the easier it is going to be to sell. And the other thing is the audience size. Look, the absolute, especially when you're starting out, the absolute audience size doesn't matter that much. But what does matter is that it is in a growing industry. So for us or me, we're 7-figure creators, right? The creator industry and the creator niche is exploding right now. Like that's kind of why we picked it as well. But like the business coaching niche is exploding. But the newspaper niche is not exploding. It's definitely not exploding. Like it's going down, if anything. So picking an audience, like the size specifically doesn't matter, but you want to pick a growing thing, not something that's declining, which is super key. Cool. So I know you can research forever and you will be researching forever and ever. So like we research forever. Every time I get on a coaching call or I speak to someone, I do research. It kind of goes over and over. But what you want to make sure is that don't spend crazy amount of time researching, because the research will just get you to the starting point, and then you want to go to point 2 where you start talking to customers. And there's so many examples of people in this program who I think I just said, you've been thinking about your offer and you've been developing it, just go out there and talk to people. And they've come back after a week and they've said, me speaking to people has helped me develop my offer 10 times faster. It took me 2 months to get to this point, and then it took me a week of talking to people to get to the next point and get double the progress. So I can't emphasize talking to customers more. Like that needs to be like really, really in bold in the middle there if I was going to redo these slides. But the research is just to get you started, just to validate your offer, and you'll do continual research as you go along. But it's to set you on the momentum path of just kind of moving and moving and moving. And then that will help you sell faster and with less pain. And then you just don't want to overthink it. You know, even if you just start now, you know, you'll wish you started sooner. And I always think that, especially with outreach, like, because the conversations you start now with people are going to pay off in the next 30, 90, and 365 days. They don't pay off next week. And we're on a group call today, and I was talking through our outreach tactics and strategy and how we speak to people for, you know, 1, 2, 3 months before we proposition them to join the program. And like, I think it was like Rachel and Ian both said to me, yeah, that's what you did to me as well. So like, you want to start these conversations early and have more conversations. It's like networks and relationships. You just can't replace time. Cool. Next up, we're just going to go through a shorter one where we're going to, you know, build your initial offer and your ICP and get that situated before we're going to go do the competitor analysis. Anyways, guys, see you in the next one. Cool. That last session was awesome. I hope you enjoyed the research phase. Just know that research is honestly never ending. Literally never ends. And I now do most of my research speaking to you guys in the program on how to develop it and how to make it better. And in the very beginning, I initially did research via I think before I launched this offer back in July 2023, I had over 150 customer meetings trying to sell 5 different offers, which I think I've previously gone through as well. And it wasn't until through all of these conversations that I finally worked out, you know, what the demand was and how I could do it. And I wished I'd had this type of tool then that I could validate it earlier, so I don't have to spend that time. But speaking to people, like going through validating that the offer is there, and then in the next stage after this, we're going to validate, are there competitors in the industry that I can model? Because if there are competitors, then you know you're onto something, is super duper key. But now this is going to be a bit of a shorter one, and we're going to use the AI to go through and develop your offer, part 1, with your initial ICP, initial offer and ICP as well. If you don't know what ICP is, it's ideal client profile as well. Now, so right in the beginning, what we've done is we've aligned your superpower with either money saving or money making services. Super duper key. Like, especially if you're starting out, just try to stick to that, because you don't want to make it harder than what it should be. Like, you don't want to be trying to do your PhD when you're in kindergarten. You want to be trying to do the year 2 exam, much easier. Now, we've gone through and validated, we've researched to validate in-demand offers and the ICP to see what else is out there. And now we're going to go through and choose your initial offer and ICP. And then after that, we're going to validate it with competitors as well. And just know that, you know, you might go through 2, 3, and then 4, what's next? And you might be like, actually, I'm going to go back to 2 and I'm going to iterate it again. But just know that it's an ongoing process, and the ideation of idea validation happens initially through research in the beginning and competitor analysis and competitor landscapes, but then it goes through talking to clients, like especially in small business. If you're in like a much bigger business, in enterprise stuff, it's very, very different. We're talking about specifically, you know, majority B2B or high ticket B2C offers that you're going to be selling to other businesses. Now, because just remember, like, simple sells. Like, honestly, it's just, yeah. There's this quote that I always remember. I don't know where it's from, but it's just simple scales, complex fails. And like so many of the business owners that I chatted to last week, at the mastermind I went to, they had like literally 1, 2, or 3 offers. Like, and they were super simple, super easy to understand. And when I asked every business owner what they did, a guy would be like, I help doctors who are doing between $1 to $5 million a year build a sustainable practice that in 5 years they can sell and they can take double the profits and work less time. It's like, Okay, that makes total sense. And he was previously a doctor. So just very, very easy to explain to people, but you're not going to start by building, a life-changing opportunity. We want like a red frog or an easy to sell thing. So I'm going to walk you through drafting the plain language offer, and I'm going to use the AI to do it at the same time and show you how I ideate and slightly adjust it as I go along. And remember, this is just going to be an ever-changing process. And obviously remember to use school as you go through, post in the school community at the same time, like, hey, what do you guys think of the offer? Obviously, try not to post like 7 pages inside school. Post like little short snippets of stuff, because otherwise people won't go through it. But if you posted something here, small, you want to persuade people to give you feedback. People won't read your 10-page document because it's just too long as well. You want to shorten and make it easier for them. And here, another thing as well, you want to forget fancy copy or hooks and just start extremely simple. Like, make it so simple like a child can understand. Fancy stuff can come later on, and it takes a really good marketer and a copywriter to make something fancy as well. And I still prefer easier. So we're going to go through and develop this. It's just, I help with, my hyper-specific service in plain English so that specific customer type in a clear situation can solve specific and urgent problem that makes or saves them money and addresses deepest fear and motivation. Cool. That's what it is. And then we've got an example here. I help with crafting personalized email campaigns at scale using HubSpot to nurture existing customers so that mid-sized B2B SaaS companies with high churn can solve their challenge of improving customer activation and retention that directly increases their recurring revenue and addresses their fear of losing valuable customers to competitors. So like super specific. Then we've got a fill in the blank ICP template. I work with specific type of business within industry targeting decision maker role who manage specific department at headcount, businesses in geographical location. This is going to help you find it in LinkedIn Sales Navigator as well. These seniority level leaders are responsible for a specific business goal, and they are also under pressure to increase revenue or reduce costs. They are the key decision makers for type of solutions that can directly impact their bottom line, driven by the need to achieve financial growth or prevent financial loss. So we've got an ICP statement, and we've also got a plain language offer as well of exactly what you do. Then we've got an example here. I won't go through that because those last ones took quite long, but you can just pause it here, have a read through it. So I'm going to go through now and using ChatGPT and my offer and these prompts, I am going to create and draft my initial offer in ICP based off my research. And I'm just going to make up, like I mentioned before, like if I was to start again, what's a potential offer that I would make? I might just make that as well. And so the way that this is structured, I'm going to go through and do this with AI. Now, if you can, I'd start with fleshing it out with AI, or start by writing it yourself in plain English and then using the AI to iterate and ideate on these different things as well. But it is going to take you time. It's not just a quick fix that you get done. But underneath here, we've got examples, and then we've got how to use the template. It tells you to answer each guiding question, plug your answers in the template, and review the examples. So the way that Steve's created it is if you just go through and answer these questions and you plug and play and put them inside here, you're going to get exactly what you want as well out of it at the same time. Actually, you know what I might do the plug and play first, and then I might use the AI and do it manually. Cool. So I've just copied this document, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it out manually myself first and just see how that goes. And then I'm going to use the AI to create it as well. So the niche I'm going to pick is like multi-7-figure business coaches who built their business off Facebook ads, are worried about ad spend, and who want to build a personal brand on LinkedIn to drive organic lead generation to diversify their lead costs so they don't risk their ad account on Meta getting banned, for example. The only reason I know that, again, and I know I'm like drilling down on this ICP as well, and I know I haven't done other research on it, but like the reason I'm so confident about this niche is because I just spoke to like dozens of them. And so I know it's a problem. So it doesn't take away the fact of like speaking to people is everything. The research and validation and stuff gets you started, but speaking to people is like everything. So let's go through here. So we work with specific type of businesses within industry. We work with multi 7-figure business coaches targeting targeting multi-seven-figure business coaching companies. Targeting the owner and main, the business owner who manages, let's just say, who manages marketing and sales, right? Let's just go here, sales at, let's go 1 to 10 employee businesses in let's just even go New York, right? Super easy. These business owners are responsible for expanding the business on new acquisition channels. And then I'll see what the I'm pressured to find another lead generation, find another consistent lead generation method that does not rely on meta ads. They are the key decision makers for the business that can help them expand to 8 figures. Help that can build 2 customer acquisition channels driven by the need to reduce risk and over-reliance on meta ads, for example, right? I'm picking this niche because I spent a lot of time with these people. Cool. So fill in the blank, 7-figure, blah, 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 blah. And now let's go up here and let's enter in, I help with my hyper-specific service. I help with generating consistent leads on LinkedIn through a business coach founder's personal brand, so that 7-figure multi-7-figure business coaches can solve their lead generation over reliance on meta ads risk that makes us save them money and addresses the fear of their ads account being turned off. Cool. Sweet. So I've just come up with one there. I want to use the AI and see what it comes up with as well. So once you've gone through and you've done this, let's use the AI. So it would have been easier if I went through down here and I just I just did that off the top of my head, so it's quicker so you could see it. But what I would suggest as you go through here is to answer all of these questions, because it's just got guiding principles as we kind of go through. But what I might do now is I'm going to show you how I would do it if I was you instead of filling it out, but I wanted to show you both types. I would just copy the whole thing and I would paste it under here, and then I would go through and speak to it, and I would say, and I just answer all the questions. Hey, so I'm just going to give you the run through of who I want to work with and the kind of offer, and I want you to build out my plain language initial offer ICP and also the fill in the blank ICP template and drafting out plain language offer. So I want to do it for multi-7-figure business coaches in New York, in the United States, who have built their business off meta ads and running ads, and they've already got their funnels and landing pages and stuff built up, and they want to continue to scale their business. They've got, a group coaching business that's already set up, that's already generating consistent leads for them. they've already got their sales funnel started and they squeeze a lot of out of their leads and their sales process is great, but they run an over risk and over reliance on meta ads. And if their meta account gets shut down, they could be absolutely screwed. And they want to start building a personal brand on LinkedIn to obviously help with lead nurturing and go to another acquisition channel because they've passed the multi-7-figure mark and they really want to drive another channel of consistent leads to diversify their risk. And they've got a long period of time to set it up and they're happy to pay a decent amount of money. So can you build this plain language offer and build the fill in the blank ICP template based on the information that I've given and based off the offer that we're going to do? And the offer we're going to do is the LinkedIn Mastery Coaching Program for coaches, please. Cool. This is probably how I would do it, the shortcut. So we've got here, see how it goes. So let's see if it wrote it better than me. I help multi-7-figure business coaches in New York who built their success on meta ads diversify their lead generation strategy by creating a powerful personal brand on LinkedIn. This allows them to reduce over-reliance on meta ads, protecting their business from the risk of ad account shutdowns and establishing a new consistent lead acquisition channel that secures their business continued growth. Yeah, that's better than I could have wrote it. That's actually way better. And then let's go through here. We work with multi-7-figure business coaching firms in the United States, targeting founders and CEOs who manage marketing and client acquisition at businesses with 20 to 50 employees. I might actually reduce that in New York. These senior leaders are responsible for sustaining and scaling revenue and are under pressure to diversify lead generation channels to mitigate the risk associated with heavy reliance on meta ads. They are decision makers for personal branding and LinkedIn lead generation solutions that can drive significant financial results driven by the need to secure financial growth and prevent potential revenue losses due to ad account vulnerabilities. Sweet. That's a really, really strong argument. And I know that this is a good ICP because I spent a lot of time with these people. Which is really, really cool. And you can go out further than New York. You can go the whole US. But you can imagine that if I sent a DM to one of these people, or imagine if my landing page copy said this and they were that person, they would be like, shit, how much does it cost? How do I get started? And this is what you want to get to. You want to get to such a, I know from experience that I can walk up to people in this situation and I'd say, hey, it's $50,000 for this, a lot of money. And they would just pay it. They would literally immediately pay it because it solves a big problem for them and they have a lot of money as well, which is really cool. But yeah, I really like this offer. I'm going to go through now and give me one sec. Yeah, I'm going to go through now and I'm going to open LinkedIn and then I'm going to show you how you can then LinkedIn leverage Sales Navigator to help you find this ICP and this niche as well. So, because we've got them down here. So we've got all the information down here. So with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, this isn't a massive in-depth training. We have some in the program. Usually you don't need a crazy in-depth training, but let's just go through a little bit anyway. So I can search keywords up here, right? But I could just search, let me just pull myself over here, right? So let's go geography, New York, right? I haven't even tested this, so I'm just doing this on the fly. New York, industry, coaching, cool. And then we're gonna go New York, coaching, 26,000, cool. And then we wanna go company headcount. I wanna go smaller. And then I wanna go the owner, partner, or even CXO, vice president, and director of the coaching company. Cool, got 2,000 results. VP Strategic Advisory Board, Academic Careers, Director Young Child, Head of Partnerships, and then let's see how we can go with Business Coach. Right. Business Coach, we've got 319. So that's a little bit less, right? 360 Business Coach. So I could then change it and say East Coast of the US, right? Easy. CEO Managing Director, the East Coast as an example. But let's go down here and let's just go United States, right? And you can go through and pick the different areas. So I could go United States. I could go post it on LinkedIn. And I could even go here. So I know they're active. I could even go first and second degree connections and third degree connections, right? Cool. 4,000 results. Sweet. We've got coaching companies, business coach, strategic advisors. It's actually a good niche. This is a sick niche. If you want to target these people and use this niche, we're planning on doing LinkedIn lead gen, this is probably a very good niche. reach out to. You just got to make sure you can service them properly because they're a bit of a bigger business, right? So founder, business coach, owner at this company, 8 years, new book down to 40 hours, a roadmap to CPAs, right? So CPAs are extending. So I go here, if you LinkedIn profile, right? Just got a decent profile, not that much engagement, right? Founder, owner, certified business coach. I actually got 0 to 1 employees, right? I help exhausted CPAs get control of their accounting firm. Honestly, that's like, she's got pretty good positioning. I actually really like that. She's got a book as well. So let's go say bigger companies maybe. How many we got here? Cool. Still we got 1,500 down here as well. So business advisors, right? So we can go here, open one up. You just want to do a lot of research. Networking, career networking for women. Cool. And you could even go even more niche. You could go women or men or over 40 or like whatever you want as well at the same time. There's so many different ways you can go different niches. Arise Leadership Consulting, founder and CEO. I help high achieving women have unapologetic confidence. That's a really cool niche. I like that. Then we go down here. Let's go co-founder, Vision Front Coaching, right? Let's go this guy. CEO, I want to open up his company, see how big the company is. 15 employees, sweet, so he's a decent size. So, and you also might say, not say multi-seven figure, I might then be like, okay, based on my research, I want to find 7 figure. But I can see from his profile, right, we can optimize this. His whole featured section can be optimized. This isn't good. CEO and vision coaching, thought leader, yada, yada, yada. Bees wings. You know, he's had previous a lot of experience, right? I'm going to go through here. And then I can go vision front coaching, right? And then the tool in the next one, what we can use, I might run it as vision front coaching, right? I can see how he's going. Events, meet the team, right? Cool. He's got a few coaches, 2 coaches. And then we can see, okay, based off that, then we can even go, you know, what's their... I won't use this. I'll show you this call in the next one. I can see their website performance, how much traffic they actually get. Okay, so they're not that big. They're not getting that much web traffic. But I hope you kind of get what I mean. You can use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And I'm not going too in-depth in the training as well. I didn't want to do that. But it's a way that you can find these niches and you can niche down as hard as you can. Because you can imagine, like, if I reached out to any of these people, I said, certified sales training partner, the sales game is changing, right? As an example, a sales growth company. So imagine if I wrote, I help sales growth companies in Colorado diversify from meta lead gen. Like, you can just keep going further. And the other thing to note about doing all of this as well is that when there's 2 kind of things, right? Let me show you my iPad. There's 2 things. In your actual profile and your content, you can maybe speak to business coaches or coaches, right? But in the DMs that you send people, you can structure and send DMs to and say, I work with Denver sales growth companies, female certified sales training partners at Denver sales growth companies. Boom. Like, and you reach out and you can find that niche as well. But you want to find a specific niche that's like active on LinkedIn, that's like posting content, that's doing stuff as well. And yeah, and just being very, very specific as you're going through it as well at the same time. But I just wanted to walk you through this exercise and how I would do it and how I'd come up with it. But like, that's a pretty good niche. You can feel free to steal it if you want to do lead gen. But let's pretend, let's say go for another couple of niches as well as an example to say you can do prompting. Hey, so I'm thinking about maybe going after, the single person consultants niche instead. And I want you to actually build me a plain language offer and a fill in the blank ICP template for them, because they could be a good niche as well. And then I also want you to build me a solopreneur niche as well for LinkedIn at the same time. And then I also want you to build me a niche for a financial advisor on LinkedIn in Australia as well. And you can pick different geos for these as well at the same time. But I just want you to do a very, very similar exercise for all of these in regards to the things they're looking to do in business. Cool. And so you can go through and you can even pick different niches based off this. So I help single person consultants who rely heavy on referrals and word of mouth expand their client base by establishing a strong personal brand on LinkedIn. This allows them to attract and engage new clients consistently, reducing their dependence on unpredictable referral sources and ensuring a steady flow of business. See, I already know that that's like 100% verified industry because we've worked with a lot of consultants and we still do in this program. What always happens with consultants is they leave their current business, they get tons of referrals, 6 months, they get some big contracts, and then their referral network dries up and they realize they're going to generate leads. Like it always happens, right? So that is like a really, really well-established niche. And I wanted to use these niches because I know they're validated so I can kind of talk on them. And then we got solopreneurs niche, multiple hats and business optimize their LinkedIn presence, yada, yada, inbound leads, build sustainable pipeline. Financial advisors who want to stand out in a competitive market by building a trusted personal brand. Allows them to attract high net worth clients. That's something that they want to do. Enjoy client loyalty and establish themselves as thought leaders, thereby securing long-term business growth. Sick. Let me do another couple of ones because this is fun. Can you now come up with a couple of other ones? Like I'm not going to suggest to you, but I want people who are easier to sell to based on my services, who I should be reaching out to specifically on LinkedIn, who need the help, who are willing to pay, help people make or save money, all that kind of stuff. And just pick me these 3 niches who you really think that we would be successful with. Cool. B2B service providers, marketing agencies. So you could say B2B service providers if you want, or you could say marketing agencies, easy sale, clear understanding, real estate professionals as well, coaches, we already did coaches. Focus on health and wellness. They don't help you make and save money, kind of. So, but at the same time, who else would you pick? But they got to help people make and save money. See, B2B service providers is too broad, and health and wellness coaches don't help people make and save money. Cool. Let's go through now. Again, making sure that your superpowers like align with these people. And there's one other caveat as well that I want to talk about here with this is if you can pick a niche or an industry that you have experience in, like that is also next level. Like for example, like my dad was a panel beater. He fixed cars for a living. I grew up with a whole bunch of other panel beaters, right? If I wanted to get into the game of helping panel beaters generate leads, and if I applied my skill set somewhere else, I'd already have an in. Like I would literally have an in to that industry because I already know it. Or if I wanted to help, my mum worked as a dental nurse in a dental surgery. If I wanted to do that, I remember going there a lot of the time, speaking to the owner, like I've already got an in. Like if you already have an in somewhere, press on that in because that can allow you to get your first few clients that it can allow you to expand. But yeah, even business brokers could be a good niche, insurance agencies, doing commercial insurance, also a good niche as well. Sweet. Hope you guys learn a lot from that as well. And it's just this trial and error, but like you want to be like so specific. Oh, sorry. Teddy's chilling on my chair. You want to be so specific in the in the niche. Sorry, he's been all needy because I was away. How you doing, bro? Yeah, you want to be so specific with the niche that you're going after as well, just because it's going to help you so much in long term. And because if you can be really, really clear and direct when you're reaching out to people and not vague without the fancy words, it's just going to really help you as well. Anyways, guys, excited for the next one where we're going to do some competitor analysis and do some research to find my competitors so we can kind of show you and validate it in the market. Yo, welcome back. I don't know about you, but that was so much fun. That was super cool. And if you've been in trying to like search for a business idea for quite a while and like validate an offer and stuff like that, I'm sure you've gone through this and been like, damn, I wish I had this when I started. And I kind of wish that as well, like now reflecting back and thinking back to when I started the business, like I wish I would have had this like thought process. And it's not a perfect science, but it gets you on the way there so you can start making offers and reaching out and selling things to people as well. So super excited for this next one. This is the last one in this product update till next week, till we actually build the offer document and the offer and the pitch deck and stuff like that, and how to go for the close, which I'm super excited for. But now we've just got the, developing your offer, the final bit, clone winning moves. So this is where I'm just going to research and find other potential competitors in my industry. And I've already gone through and done a bit of research, showing you them to show that my offer, to show that what you're doing is validated, and then you can take and steal different elements of what they're doing for yourself. And you don't want to like just transplant exactly what they're doing, their branding, colors and fonts and everything, but just look at the messaging, see how you can take elements of it and steal like an artist. And that's a perfect segue to this quote, good artists copy, great artists steal. And we've always been shameless about stealing great ideas. Steve Jobs, the man himself, built it. The guy who built all this amazing, or who has kind of started the foundations of building all this amazing equipment that I've got around me, like the iPhone. Like I went actually PC for a little while, but I still had an iPhone. And since I got my new iPad to like do stuff and draw stuff, which has really helped in the sessions. I then literally just went out and bought a MacBook because I was like, I can't even deal. Like it takes so long to transfer files. I just want everything to be easy. And Apple is just an epic product and just seamless as well. But I really like this because so many people like they're hesitant. I don't want to steal someone's ideas and stuff like that. You don't want to transplant their whole business, but you want to borrow on like what's already working and then develop on your own ideas and compound on them as well. Like, people read books and they just steal the ideas directly out of books, and good things compound over time. And so many marketers who read a lot of marketing material watch things like Alex Hormozy's videos, and they're like, man, he's just taken everything that's already been done. And all marketers already know that. It's the same stuff from like Jim Rohn in the 70s and even before him as well. But people just keep doing it and it keeps working. And so you want to do what works if you want to make more money. So, keep it simple. We're just going to go through now and I'm just going to identify some competitors and show you how to do it as well. I'm going to show you an example of how we did it, or Steve did it for someone in the 7-Figure Creators Program. We're then going to find the signals for what's working, and then we're going to clone the winning strategies. And in me doing this exercise, and I was on the phone to Steve before, we've literally identified more strategies that we can use for our business. So I kind of selfishly did this for our business, but just to show you that we clone what other people are doing all the time. And there's people I discovered where I was like, oh, her content isn't getting that much attention, but we looked at her website visitors and she's crushing us. Like, what is she doing? Like, she's so good. But keep it simple. But I'm gonna walk you through now. And then once you've kind of like open your eyes to this, because then you can just literally, like, as you're starting out, you want to build your landing pages and stuff. You can then validate and be like, okay, this website has 20,000 visitors a month. Like, is my coffee similar to theirs? Does it resonate like theirs does? What does their funnel look like? And you want to investigate their funnel. And I'm going to show you some of that stuff now, like funnel hacking. First up, we want to go through and find the top companies in your niche. These are those companies that are ahead of you. As you go through and search, you want to search as if you're a client and that's looking for help. And then you want to use your research offer and ICP to be specific. And then you want to see, are they selling a lot? Look at their headcount, their case studies, locations, published revenue, if they've even got them as well. And another thing that we're going to look for is we want for top creators in your niche. These are creators ahead of you. So we've obviously got the businesses ahead of you, but you also want to find creators ahead of you. And I'll show you a couple of creators now who are doing some amazing stuff on LinkedIn, who are like my competitor and who I emulate a lot of their stuff on what I do as well. And them themselves with me as well at the same time. But you want to find these people ahead of you. What are they doing? And that reminds me, I'm going to add an extra point that I forgot about, and I really want to add that point because it's super important as well. But we're going to use Perplexity AI to do it. So, sweet. Let's do this in real life, IRL. Let's go out of this. Cool. So what I've done is I've opened up Perplexity AI, perplexity.ai. If you don't know what it is, it's just like another Google using AI, essentially. You can Google it or YouTube it and check it out, but all I'm searching for is, actually, let me go back to, cool. So I've just searched, top coaching program to help me generate leads for my business using LinkedIn. I haven't done it right, or other social platforms. So I can see here, to generate leads for your business using LinkedIn or other social platforms, there are several coaching programs. Duck Soup's automated lead generation, Selena Young, I think that's value proposition development, referral program, sales nav. So I've got Selena here as an example, and I'm pretty sure what I then did after that is I then opened up Selena's LinkedIn profile and I opened up her website and I analyzed it. But Selena's stuff, so Perplexity is saying she's pretty good. She's got a decent amount of followers. She's also got LinkedIn Corporate Masterclass, Personal Brand Boss, LinkedIn Business Academy. Her engagement's not getting as much engagement, but she's got a really good experience section. But then as I keep scrolling down here, she actually worked at LinkedIn. That's pretty cool. As I keep scrolling down, I can see, bam, wow. She's received a lot of recommendations. So she must have been doing this for quite some time. And then I can go here and I can go to a website, the LinkedIn Academy, right? And I read what's going on. She's confidently generate leads and navigate selling on the platform with the highest number of business decision makers, LinkedIn. That's a pretty damn good statement. This one-of-a-kind program that helps you master elite-level relationship-based selling and optimize your time and effort spent on LinkedIn. That's really, really brilliant copying. So you could literally just take that, paste it, adjust it to your own copy, and use it. You know, you can read through the whole landing page, check out her funnel, check out what's happening. And then what I can do is we can use this tool called SEMrush, which I'll show you here. SEMrush, you can just use the SEMrush free account as well. And I can go here and I can search LinkedIn Academy, right? And then you can see she's getting, you know, in 3 months, she's got nearly 60,000 website visits, 19,000 monthly website visits. So she crushes us in website visits right now, like genuinely crushes us as well. So I'm like, okay, what's she doing? What's she doing differently? I go to her profile and be like, okay, she's got a lot of different tagging and stuff like that. She might have some good SEO stuff. Like, you know, she's got her LinkedIn set up real nicely as well. She's also got this good featured section set up. Okay, what's she got up here? The visit her website button takes it to the LinkedIn Academy. So she's pretty dialed, right? Then I can even go through her funnel, create contents that opens wallets. You know, I can click on it. I can scroll through. I can say I'm in, and I can roll now. And so I can check out and see all the stuff that she's doing. And I know that it's like pretty well validated as well. Now, another person that I found as well through my, no, not these guys. Another person I found through the research when I was using Perplexity as well is Nathaniel Bibby. I checked out his profile as well. Say he's got a little bit less followers than I do. I'm going to follow him as well because I like to see what competitors are doing. His features section isn't as optimized. Bibby Consulting Group, right? So let's go. And then I pulled up his consulting group, right? And it's just got hisname.com. And then what I can do is I can go back to SEMrush. Sorry, not SEMrush. It's called SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb.com. And I can go Daniel Bibby, right? Cool. He's got total visits in the past 3 months, 16,000. Monthly visits, 5,000. So he's doing, I think, still better than us. Our website doesn't get that much, that many views as well, which is pretty sick. Actually, let me check how much website views that we get. Oh, that'll pull it up. Yeah, so we're about the same amount of website views as what he is. Wow, we had a lot more last month than this month. I wonder what we've done differently. That's super weird as well. But yeah, Google from LinkedIn. Cool, that's pretty cool. So you can go through and you can leverage Perplexity. You know, find me other, you'd say, I want to find more business coaching programs that can help me generate cool. The Lead Gen Academy with Melissa. Cool. So then I can open that up, right? And I can go courses, burn out a lot, get instant access. So I could then use SimilarWeb to check out her website traffic, right? That's not too bad. She's getting some decent amount of visitors. I can then even look at her LinkedIn profile. She's got a 6-month accelerator, right? Down here. Usually they have LinkedIn profiles at the bottom. No. But then I can look at all her copy. How does it work? How's it being structured? There you are. Too many business owners get caught up in the crash and burn of Facebook ads, spinning their wheels on social media. She's even got this on her website where she talks to you, fires up. So I can like...
Hey there, Melissa here. I see you.
That's loud. I can even look at, see what she's doing, what's happening. And then I can look at Melissa Henault. So look at her name, right? Melissa-Hen. So I can see what other people are doing. And so she's got 21,000 followers, generate thousands of leads on LinkedIn. Wow, free masterclass. That's a sick banner, not gonna lie. I'm gonna follow her. And then underneath here, oh, she could optimize this featured section as well. See how much engagement her content gets. Pretty decent engagement as well. LinkedIn top voice. So you can see I'm kind of just going through and seeing what's working for her. and everyone here. Another couple of people I came across was Michelle. I've seen Michelle's stuff before, you know, LinkedIn coach for B2B teams and consultants, right? How's a section set up? So she's got a LinkedIn newsletter, social media. Down here, she doesn't really have a funnel set up, which isn't the best, to be honest. I don't think anyway, but who knows? Visit my website. What's on our website? B2B growth, quick links. Okay, let's go to b2bgrowth.com. That's B2B Growth Co. That's a good name. Yeah, that's a very good name. So I can go here and I want to search this, right? And check out website traffic. Not as many, but she's still pretty established. And I can see all this copy here. It's all validated. All these people have businesses. Like another one is Sam Brown as well. 100,000 followers. Not bad. I really like this. 10K followers, 10K months. That's actually really, really cool because people want usually followers and they want $10,000 a month. He's got a Typeform thing here. I don't know if he has a website at all. Let's go over here. Bitly. He's only got Typeform. He doesn't really have a website as well. It's pretty cool. I wonder if I can see if we can track the Typeform form. Nah, I wouldn't do Typeform. Cool. Yeah, so what you want to do is go through and then find all these competitors and just see what they're doing specifically and go through their funnels, click on their stuff and get an understanding. And you can take so many ideas from what they're doing, from their content, and transplant it over to what you're doing. It's honestly just insane. Like there's pretty much unlimited information out there. And then what I can also do is I can search Selena's name, right? And she might even have a YouTube, right? Selena Young, LinkedIn, right? And I can see her top videos of what she's doing. You're a LinkedIn brand strategist, LinkedIn Academy. So I'm going to subscribe to this, right? Cool, that's sick. That's like really good. I haven't seen her stuff before. So 31 views. Okay, what's her most popular? LinkedIn growth strategy, 15 minutes a day only. Wow, that's sick. And so I could go, what I could do now, right, is I could make a video and I could literally call it how to grow on LinkedIn with 15 minutes a day. Literally. And I could still, because I know it's already validated. This is actually getting me real excited to what I can do as well, as you may have noticed. But then I can go over here, you know, how to grow and monetize your LinkedIn audience. You know, that's a really validated one with Justin Welsh. And I can do the same thing with the customer research. Cool. Great for the you from 3 years ago. Thanks for the tip. And I can read through here. Mention the audio. So sweet. So I can go down here. Choose a sub niche. Prioritize meaningful content. Build a relevant tribe around a specific niche. Convert audience. See, I somewhat disagree with Justin Welsh's method. I think that you should talk to people before you focus on the content because you can't make good content until you speak to people. Potential ideas, action plan. Cool. Which is pretty good. But yeah, I just wanted to walk you through this. As you can see, all this validated. I actually want to go to Selena's and look at it for a sec. All her popular stuff, right? LinkedIn articles, LinkedIn posts. Pros and cons of LinkedIn articles and LinkedIn posts. Sweet. What is LinkedIn creator mode? Like all this stuff that you don't think, in my mind, I'm like, why does anyone care what LinkedIn creator mode is? They obviously do. They obviously do. The best LinkedIn strategy that works 2024. Cool. And then what you can do, I can look at the video, quality of economy, leave out content, thank you for sharing, right? And then I can even use a tool, say over here, called, what's it called? It's called Glasp, right? Where I can get it to just summarize the whole video, which is pretty cool. And I'd pause here at certain points and rewatch it through. Cool. This is a decaf, by the way. I'm not drinking coffee at 1:20 in the afternoon. That would be crazy. Cool. Profile optimization, quality connection, lead generation focus, LinkedIn features. Cool. Okay, so it's not too crazy, but it's more on like the basic side of things. But maybe for me, that's the type of content that I want to create. Maybe that's the person who's 1 year before they're going to be in the buying situation as well. That's pretty. His secret to blow up on LinkedIn in 2024. Let me just wait till this goes. Cool. And just more and more research on your niche. So you just want to get like super duper. Oh, that's not the best quality. That's actually not too bad. So you just want to get super duper deep into this as well. So, that's actually a good view. I really like that. You want to get super deep and see what these things, what others are doing and what's actually winning on the platform. I've never come across all this content. That's why I'm kind of like in awe as well. LinkedIn. See, I might, like, in all honesty, I would probably steal this graph, which is absolutely insane. Really cool. Year-on-year growth. LinkedIn, what does that mean? Status, talent solutions, premium subscriptions, LinkedIn growth, impressive revenue growth. Cool. Different areas, voice notes, yada, 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 yada. Well-produced video. Cool. Makes a lot of sense. Anyways, guys, I know I've gone deep on this, but using tools like similarweb.com and then finding the other competitors in your niche and then leveraging Perplexity and just using that to find these competitors so you can clone their winning moves. Like we've already bookmarked Selena's website that we're going to go to. Like I have no idea what her program's like, but I like her positioning. I like that she drives 60,000 website visitors a quarter. It's really cool. So what can we learn from her and what she's actually doing as well? Now, sweet, in real life. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is run you through a couple more examples and then we can wrap it up because I recorded more than what I wanted, but I wanted to add like my thought process behind everything because a lot of people have been letting me know that that's been really useful for them. So what's really cool is that Gian, who's been now 7-Figure Creators Program for a while, he was struggling with his messaging when we were building it for building his program. So Steve did this exact thing with him. He just looked up top coaches to help me raise VC money with the program because that's what Gian does. He helps pre-seed and Series A founders raise money. Steve literally just ran this one search and then he found this company, whatever that company is called there, with really, really good messaging that was really successful. And this is Gian coming back saying, Steve B, we're actually never seen fundraising Coop for some reason. You know, they have a messaging down so well. He dislikes one element of them. Otherwise, some of the other competitors who I think actually do well that aren't bad are this. And so this has allowed Gian to really hone in on get his messaging right, even though he already had a validated offer and a program as well, which worked out really well for him. But it just definitely shows that it does work in a different niche. And so, you know, guys, what do you want to do with this other than the research that I've done? There's other things you can do. And again, like the tools I showed you before, if you find a couple of things that work for you, you don't have to use everything. Sure, you can test it all out and stuff like that, but you don't need to test everything. So, for example, you know, Monitor, you can set up Google Alerts, or you can subscribe to their content and track different social listening keywords. You can secret shop. So this is something that I'd highly encourage and what I do all the time. If you have ads that come up on Facebook or Instagram for what you sell, and the more you research it, the more ads you're going to get, click on their links, go down their funnels, see what they offer, see what they do. That's how I come up with a lot of ideas for our sales funnels as well. But secret shopping is super key. I actually had a call from a guy before, and he called me up because I went down someone's sales funnel. I wanted to see how many texts and calls they would do for me in a similar niche. And I just said to him, I was like, hey, I just went down your funnel to test it. And he was like, okay, cool. And then, you know, use this to reverse engineer with different tools like SimilarWeb, Facebook ad libraries, and Built With and stuff like that as well. Look, we're giving you an extensive list of everything, but you don't have to use it all. Then you want to steal like an artist, enhance your offer and your communications as you go through. And then you want to understand your customers. You know, the other thing that I didn't do right is I didn't get into customer reviews, customer testimonials, likes and dislikes. Who are they? Why did they buy? That's another level of depth that you can do at the same time. So you can take this really, really far when you're assessing your competition as well. Cool. Yeah, that's how you go deep. Let me go to the next. Why is it not clicking it? And look, I'll just run you through a couple of competitor research tools now as well. One that I've just used, SimilarWeb, but there's another one which I want to show you very specifically as well. So a couple of mentions. There's Built With. So that's where you can check your competitor's tech stack and the technology that they're using on their website. There's also Facebook Ads Library. There's someone who kept showing up in my Facebook ads in my Facebook all the time, and this was someone called Rachel from LinkedIn. I then tried to find her on LinkedIn, and it said something went wrong, which means that she's blocked me on LinkedIn. So she saw that I looked at the stuff, and so she's gone and blocked me. Like, good on her, like all about the game. But I've found her ads on Facebook Library, and I'll show you the ads that she's doing because I actually went through her funnel and looked at all her stuff as well. She must have seen that I went through her funnel as well, funnel hacking. Then we've got SimilarWeb, so it looks at traffic as well, which I showed you before. SEMrush, and then vidIQ, the insights into YouTube channels as well. There's so many others. Just share your favorites. When you find these hacks and stuff, if you can share them in school, that'd be brilliant. But I just want to show you the Facebook ads library, just because This is epic, this one. So if you just Google, if you literally just Google Facebook book ads library, right? Yeah. What Facebook ads library is it allows you to search people's names and categories to see the ads that they're running on Facebook, and you can audit and actually go through their ads and look at them. So when you find competitors in your niche that are paying and they're running ads, usually you can just take and leverage the certain ad copy and see how it's actually working. So for example, like Rachel, she's a competitor in our niche. She doesn't have that good organic LinkedIn, but she runs like really good ads as well. And I've seen her stuff and she does a really decent amount of revenue. I've been down her funnel before, but I can see these different ads that she's running and how long they're running for. And I can even go into these, like I can even click on the ads and see the ad details, right? I can see the details, how it works, the learn more button, how it actually works, specialty coaching academy, right? And I can go to our website, right? Over here. And then I can go to specialty coaching academy, right? And I can see the traffic that's driven there. And I've seen how much revenue she does. I'm pretty sure she does like $3 to $5 million a year. I'm pretty sure 25,000 visits. So not an insane amount of visits, but still pretty decent. Was a lot more visits before. And then I can go down here and I can see, okay, so I can, for coaches, so this is where it's pushing through. So, oh wow. So you click here. She's got an opt-in page. Witness how this many coaches achieve weekly sales appointments on LinkedIn. So I can look at this copy that she's got here without spending a dime on paid ads. I always find it like ironic, and I don't think it's bad when people sell how to make money without paid ads or with paid ads. It's just really funny. But like, not that it's bad, like I would do it. It's just really funny. But it's asking for full name, best email, and phone number. And then show me the video that you can actually get access. And then, so I'll just do this here. Matt Lakajev, right? And then I'm just shamelessly putting in my deets, right, to go into the funnel. 804, 284, show me the video, right? Boom, valid.
Hi there.
Bing, it comes up with her landing page, right? Do not close this window. Coaches, consultants, grow your business with a 90% profit margin using LinkedIn in 60 days or less and land more better clients. And so I can say, you know, book your free strategy session. I can then watch, this is what her video sales letter is. It goes for, how long does it go for? It's like a 10-minute video sales letter. And it's the secret to build a 25 to 50K a month coaching business or consulting business in 90 days using LinkedIn. That's pretty good without referrals, paid ads, or posting content. Wow, really good hook, right? 90 days. I can see how it happens. Lead quality, right? How it works, yada, yada, yada. As I go through, and I can look at, so she's obviously sharing some wins in a Slack channel. That's pretty cool. And she just scrolls up through it. Really, really cool. What it look like, get on a Zoom. This is what actually happens. Then I can click the book a strategy call link, and then I can see what happens here. She's even got a pre-suasion video. And then it asks you here, which of the following describes you? Like, I'm a consultant. You know, in the next few months, I want to get started. You know, yes, I have the cash. She even puts in the amount of money. High 4 figures, submit. So in the next few months, she's even got variable fields. It still allows me to book. Then I can look through the booking thing. She's got some problems though. She would definitely want more availabilities here. So that's an issue. But like, as you can see, the amount of like, I literally have like a full funnel here of something that's validated. So if you find someone in your niche that's like paying money on ads, and then actually you can go through their funnel and you can see exactly what's working and you can replicate very similar things. See, I thought this one was genius as well. Actually, let me go back to the ad itself. So it just says, you know, over here, see our details. I'm looking for 5 coaches and consultants that want more revenue, create recession-proof asset and grow. Wow, that's epic copy, right? And so I can see, okay, and it's got multiple versions. So we've got, you know, cash flowing asset, grow your business, coaches, no leads. So all different variations of it as well. Anyways, I just really wanted to show you this tool and that similar web tool, but you can really dive deep into people's funnels, cross social platforms. You don't even have to go on the same social platform, and you can just see what's working on all these platforms as well. I wanted to go deep there on that one as well. Let me go back. Yeah, we were here. Let me go back to the next one. Cool. And I know your brain's probably screaming and you want to go out in here and do tons of research now. I found this like super fun doing this. I got so much research for our company, so I kind of got like a two birds, one stone, which was really, really good as well at the same time. But yeah, have a look through those different resources. So now, congrats. By doing this module, what you've done is, in the very first one, we've found demand as well, and we've helped align your superpower with market demand, which is super key, but it is just the starting point. Then we've gone through and found your offer, and you chose or upgraded your offer, and you found focus on your ICP. We went through LinkedIn Sales Navigator as well. We've also found your insights, and you found ways to get ahead through your research and competitors. And funnel hacking is like, what I did there is just the greatest thing ever. You get so many ideas of how it works, what's best, what are the best things to actually knock out as well. Anyways, guys, I really enjoyed filming this section as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. I know I was a little bit late on this one. Doesn't really matter if you're watching this later as well, but I really wanted to take the time going through and researching this, and just, thanks Steve for putting this together. Man, this was like so much value crammed into one thing. I'm really looking forward to, and guys, share all your insights, all your hacks, all the research things that you've done inside the program and the community. Like, I know that you guys are going to build, you're going to find things and hacks inside here that are like 10 times better than what we're able to show you. This is just the platform just to get started. Anyways, guys, peace out. See you in the next one. Team, super excited to release this one. It's going to be awesome. This is part 2 of this 6-week rollout, or 6-week of product releases. This is product drop number 2. And this is the MVP closer kit. So the one I've really been looking forward to releasing, and I know you're going to get a ton of value. So in part 1, we obviously had through helping define your superpower, finding other people who are winning in your niche, stealing their winning moves. That was a really good module, tons of positive feedback. And then this one now, we're going to take all that information that you collected, and we're essentially going to build out your offer doc, your pitch deck, and show you how to close. So let's get straight into it. So in the MVP closer kit, the first thing we're going to do together is I'm going to walk you through actually creating your first offer doc. And you may already have an offer doc, so you'll be then refining your offer doc, and I'm going to show you how to create it with AI. There's a 7-step prompt technique that we actually do it. And what's really cool is during the process, I actually create my own offer doc for our new offer that we're going to be releasing. So I'm actually using this inside our own program, like I'm using it myself, which is really, really cool. So as I walk through and actually create it, so the first thing we do is we're going to create this offer doc that can sell itself, show you the best structure, how to do it. And I've based the AI offer doc off of like another offer doc that I wrote, which we had 18 people enroll in the program with no sales calls. So I've taken the structure and the workings of offer docs that actually work for me, and we walk through the AI process to create your own very first offer doc, or potentially updated offer doc, which is really cool. The second thing we're going to walk through is how to actually create a pitch deck. Now, a pitch deck isn't required to sell, but a really nice thing about a pitch deck is with a pitch deck, you then don't need a sales script. And if you've never heard of a sales script before, then that's totally fine, because you're going to have a pitch deck. So it just gives you a structured way on how to roll out and actually create a deck, and especially with a Hormozy style close at the end of it to get people to jump in and then want to work with you. So if you've never sold anything before, this is like pretty much all you need to start selling, which is really awesome. And the last thing we're going to walk through is the closing tactics on right at the end of the call, like how to ask the person, hey, do you want to work together? Because I've reviewed lots of sales calls in my time from our team and from clients who sent me through sales calls, and a lot of them just never sealed the deal at the end. And the person was keen, and then the emotions fell flat and you lost it. And if that's ever been you, I'm going to walk you through the closing tactics I use and have used in the hundreds of meetings that I've had to actually close deals, which I'm super excited about. So the first thing that we're going to run through is an offer doc that sells itself. This offer doc, again, that we're going to help you create is based off an offer doc that I've used and I wrote myself, which took me like probably about a whole day to write it. And then we've taken the template and the framework, and some people have already taken that offer doc in the program and have already used it to sell already before this is even out, which is really, really cool. So we've got the offer doc that sells itself. It starts off by adding a little bit of scarcity. We've got a promise, speed to result, some inclusions, pay plan, guarantee, how to qualify them, call to action, and the bonuses as well. So we're going to walk you through how to actually create this, and we've got like a Notion doc walkthrough and how to actually write it with AI, and I actually write my offer doc on it as well, which is really cool. So you can follow along and create your own offer. And then next up, we've got the pitch deck, which is really, really cool. So to complement the offer doc, I walk you through how to use AI and to actually craft and write your pitch deck. And I actually created a pitch deck, so you'll be able to see my end creation of the pitch deck from this as well at the same time, which is really, really cool. And we show you how to update your brand colors, your logo, your fonts, all that fun stuff, so you can have a super professional pitch deck going in with tons of confidence to close. And then the last thing as well is we've actually built in, or Steve's built in, this epic way to close people. So like, instead of like, you know, awkwardly getting to the end and nothing happening, there's a way, like in your pitch deck, it forces you to make the close. It forces you to ask the close, which is sometimes you just need to kind of be forced into doing things as well when they're super duper uncomfortable. But that's the next steps, you know, in doing the close. It's not as long as the other two, but still super awesome. So it's everything you're going to need. So I'm just reading from my iPad here. Everything you're going to need to create like a really good offer, you know, rinse and repeat and keep using that offer doc, and you're going to keep updating it and making it better. You know, the MVP closer kit, so you have all the tools and stuff there to actually craft the offer. You've previously done the research to actually build it. And then that confidence to close, which in all honesty is, most of it's just confidence, like especially when it comes to the offer and the pitch deck. Yeah, once you have the actual confidence and when you close it, once you've closed a few deals, it kind of just rolls on from there, which is really nice. So thanks, and LFG, keen to get into this with you guys, and really excited to hear the feedback and super excited to see everyone's pitch decks and offer docs. It's going to be epic. See you guys on the inside. Gotcha. Team, I'm so excited for this part of the module as we roll it out and helping you write an offer doc that sells itself. The reason I'm so excited about it is because probably the biggest blocker for most people selling online is just having an actual offer they feel very confident in, and like an offer doc that's well presented, and then in a pitch deck when we actually come to it as well, to actually have that extra pizzazz, you know what I mean? Just because when people don't have that confidence behind them, you lack that conviction when you're reaching out to people. And this has probably been one of the biggest, most asked things in the program as well. And what's really cool is I've actually been testing out offer docs over the past couple of weeks. And so the offer doc we're going to build now is modeled off an offer doc that has worked for us, which is, I think 18 people joined the program without a sales call, which was epic as well. And so as we go through and create this offer doc together, and this is the baseline of your offer doc, I'm just really excited because so many people, it's just a blocker. And once you have the offer doc and a pitch deck and conviction behind you, that's when you can do what you really want to be doing 100% of your time, which is just marketing and selling. Like, a lot of people spend a lot of time not procrastinating, but confused about what they should do. But once you have that clarity, and then you can just spend 100% of your time marketing and selling, you know, especially if you're just starting out, like that's kind of where you want to be. You want 40 hours a week marketing and selling and working with potential clients, whether it be free or paid or whatever it is. And so this will really pull away that blocker, so you can then start pitching and like literally offering things to people, and so you can get those first few clients, or you know, you can refine your current offer to get more and more clients as well. So yeah, I'm super excited about this one as well as we kind of walk through it. So this is going to be the develop your offer section. It's part 2. This, you know, it's the start of the MVP closer kit as well, as we kind of rock through it as well. And as I already showed you before, it's going to be an offer doc that sells itself. So this offer doc is built off an offer doc that I tried and tested quite a few times, and this format worked really well for me. And so we've constructed it to really scale it back and give it a baseline. And when you create the offer doc as well, ChatGPT is going to pretty much create and write the whole thing. This is a baseline for you, and you're going to be developing on that offer doc over time. Like an example is that, you know, when you start pitching people with your offer doc, they come to you with objections. And when people come to you with objections, what you then want to do is you then would just want to like rewrite your offer doc or make an adjustment so it overcomes the objection. And so your offer document, you want it to be like a live thing that you keep adjusting all the time. So that way, you know, especially when you first starting out, you don't know exactly what the objections are, but then over time you'll be able to build like 10 or 20 of these FAQs at the bottom of your offer doc, or adjust your offer doc. So like as they read through, every single objection gets handled as well. And what's really cool right now as well is, as I mentioned before, is I'm going to build my own offer doc for our new offer in front of you and show you how I do it. So I'm actually going to use the system itself and build the pitch deck all together as well. But yeah, this offer doc that sells itself, it gives you the baseline, but yeah, really excited to kind of walk through it as well. And we're going to walk you through obviously your own Notion template and how to structure it as well. Or not I'm going to walk you through the Notion template and the structure of how to actually do it as well. And so it's pretty crazy what the AI can do. And I'm just going to walk through and then essentially build our offer document at the same time as we do it. So LFG, let's fucking go. Swearing, but I'm so into it as well. This is going to be super fun. So let's just pull up the old screen. Here we are. So below you'll have access to this write an offer document that sells itself. Down here, if you just find it in school, just go down the bottom and click on it. All you got to do to start is you got to click this button over here and you just got to click duplicate. Now what duplicate's going to do is it's just going to give you your own offer doc so you can make edits and adjustments. Now, I'm not going to make too many edits and adjustments as we go through here as well. I'm not going to change any of this stuff. I'm just going to run it all through the prompting in ChatGPT because it will just take too much time. I want to show you how quickly I'm going to create an offer doc and then after that a pitch deck that I'm going to use in our new VSL. So I'm like using this time as work time to show you how I'm doing it and the thinking behind it, because I know that will really help people, because a lot of people want to know the logic. You don't want to just show the end piece, you want to show how you actually got there. But if you click this duplicate button in the top right, it's going to duplicate it for you and you're going to get access as well. Obviously before this, we want you to have completed the 101 develop your offer section here. So if we go to 101, we want you to have completed develop your offer part 1 down here specifically, just because that leads into this section that we're going to go through as well. So if you haven't done it, go back to here and complete this one. It's going to help you get your messaging even clearer as well at the same time. And so, why sell with an offer document? So I'm not going to exclusively say you want to use this offer document to sell and knock it on sales calls. If you're first starting out, you want to have as many sales calls as you can because you want as much time with potential clients as you possibly can to understand their fears, frustrations, wants, and aspirations to help refine your offer. But having an offer doc, a formal presented offer document that you can give to people with a structured offer, gives you that confidence and the conviction. And you can use this offer document in many ways. You can use it to sell people initially, or you can use it to then get someone on a meeting and say that this is my offer. And I'll show you how I've kind of constructed my own, but it just gives you, it just really works. It really breaks down, the sales process and kind of like demystifies it. And an offer document itself, a well-written one, essentially what it is it's a sales letter. It kind of says how you can help someone, but it just talks about the benefits of how you're going to help them as well. And, with this offer doc and having a strong offer, it gives you everything so you can get that first or refine and get more and more clients, on the platform as well. And so what you're going to get is, this offer document that sells itself. So it's going to be broken up into scarcity, the promise, the speed to result, the inclusions, the pay plan, the guarantee, the qualify, the call to action, and the bonus. So I'm going to walk you through how to actually build the whole thing. And guys, remember, this is a baseline offer doc. And so past this point, once it's written, then you're going to edit it yourself. You're going to add things, you're going to build on top. But I just kind of want to remove every barrier you've got to being able to just start offering people and start pitching and literally just start, trying to work with as many people as possible, because that's the ultimate goal. And I want to remove the blocker of I don't have an offer. That should be gone. And even if you haven't built the thing, that's totally fine, because you want to sell before you build. That's how I started this program, sold in 25 people into a 6-week cohort the night before I was building all the deck. Because if you already know how to do the thing, you just can reach out and start pitching people as well. And this offer document itself, it was structured off this offer doc, which I'm also going to have below so you guys can go through it at the same time. So this offer doc is a document that I wrote. I also added a video inside here at the same time as well, so you can have a watch of the video. It's just me reading the offer document. I just wanted to give people additional forms of like media, because some people like watching and listening, they get convinced by that, and other people like reading. So and if you're not confident on camera, totally sweet, you don't have to have a video of it. But if you are, and you've been in sales, I would probably use the camera as well, because if it's one of your superpowers, I would use it. But this offer doc, very, very similar. This talks through a story. It talks about, what you're going to get. It talks about the phases, which are going to be in the new one. And then it talks about, the extras that you get. It talks about, who's it for. It talks about the payment plans and then the guarantees and the bonuses. And so we've structured the very, very same thing. It's not exactly the same format. It's actually a more simplified format to make it easier, because if you had to add the story at the beginning, it could be quite difficult. But yeah, it's just an easier document itself. So now I'm just going to show you this Notion document first and walk through it, and then I'm going to literally build my new offer on the call, like on the recording, like right now. So what we've got is we've got a series of 7 prompts. And over here as well, we've got step 1, building your offer blueprint. Step 2, speed to results. Step 3, mapping your core inclusions. I'm just going to pop this away. Step 4, who should and shouldn't buy this offer. When you say who shouldn't buy it, it's really good to qualify people out, and also it helps convince people even more and persuade them. Then we've got crafting your call to action, so what you want them to do. Building your street cred, so adding proof in there as well. And then step 7, drafting your offer document, so actually drafting it and writing it up. And then after that, we get into designing the pitch deck, and all this is done with AI, which is freaking epic as well. So let's get into it. So I'm not going to go through and add and edit different things across here as well at the same time, just because I want to make it a bit faster. But I want to walk you through, and I'm just going to build my new offer. And then after that, I'm going to put it into the pitch deck, like on this call. And I'm just going to show you how I do it. And then I'm going to be using this offer doc and this pitch deck and the pitch deck for our video sales letter for our new product that we're going to be bringing out. So I just want to show you, it's like we're actually using the things that we're getting you guys to use at the same time. So cool. So what you want to have open is ChatGPT 4. Make sure you get that open, and also the ChatGPT microphone extension. If you should already have that through the program, we showed that at 101. But if you don't, just go to ChatGPT mic extension. I think this is it here. And it's just that one there, ChatGPT mic extension. It just means that, I can speak to ChatGPT and then it transcribes what I say. And there's other ways you can do it with Windows or PC or whatever. Like, there's more techie people. I'm not that techie who'll be able to kind of show you how to do it. So step 1 is creating what's called your offer blueprint. So each of these sections, there's a prompt, and what it's going to do is it's going to brainstorm the offer blueprint. So with the prompt as well, if you come across here to the right and you click this little copy button, this is how you can copy the whole prompt. And then we're just going to paste it here for now, but we're not going to do anything. I'm just going to walk you through the prompt, how it works, and then how I'm going to start doing it myself. So the prompt is brainstorm your offer blueprint. What it does here is you can see this section, how it's got the little brackets without the red. When it's got little brackets without the red, it means that what you want to do is you want to fill in the blanks. And I'm going to show you how I do it now. And then after you fill in the blanks, what it does is it deep dives into creating a strategic offer for you and your ideal potential client. And it structures it into the promise, guarantees, bonuses, scarcity, and payment plan. And then we're going to make some adjustments past that point as well as we go through it. So this is essentially just creating the framework of your initial offer. And if you've done the previous section in part 1, you would have gone through, you would have scanned your competitors, you would have looked at it in the market, you would have seen your superpowers. So by now you'll have some semblance of like what the offer will be. And this is going to just help you put it all together inside a document. And just know as well, you don't have to have every single little intricate detail of like how you're going to service someone completely planned, because a lot of it you're going to work out along the way as well. Just make sure to be upfront and honest with the person at the beginning, who you're chatting to as well at the same time. But like, you don't need to have every single intricate detail done, because what's going to happen as you keep servicing more and more people, like once you start working with 5 people, you're going to realize that all the intricate detail that you put into the start of your first offer, you're just going to throw it out, because you're going to learn new things by working with new people and consuming new information, that your intricate detail is going to change. And if your intricate detail doesn't change and progress and get better over time, it means that you're not growing technically, especially when you're first starting out. Like, if you've been doing it for a long time and you've got you've got the exact way of doing things dialed in, it's different, right? But like, the intricate detail is going to change over time. So don't feel like you have to like have every little piece worked out, because a lot of it you're going to work out along the way when you work with people at the same time. It's like you want to offer and put yourself out there you know, and sell something before it's built, right? Like Daniel Priestley, who I went through in previous videos, super famous entrepreneur, he talks about before you even start creating and building a product, you want to build like a wait list and you want to sell it. You want to sell people into it first because to see if there's even demand for the thing as well. And that's what we're doing here as well. Because you may realize, like, you may have thought about this perfect offer and everything. You may realize, and you start going out there pitching it and trying to get people to work with you even for free, and you realize that nobody actually wants it. So imagine if you'd wasted 4 weeks building all this stuff in the background, but nobody actually wants it. It's a waste of time. It's why I don't think software as a first business is a really good idea, because as we previously went through on the other slide, like, you know, if you require software, you need the most amount of leads. And when you first start out, if you have low leads, you probably want to sell something that's more expensive as well as you go through. That's maybe not as scalable in delivering, but that's fine, because if you build something unscalable in the beginning, you can then, if you realize, oh, I can build a software now, you can go build software. Anyways, let's go through this offer blueprint. So I already copied it here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make the edits and adjustments here. So I'm going to call our business name is 7-Figure Creators. What does your business do in one sentence? We help LinkedIn creator business owners make their first 6, then 7 figures through LinkedIn, through their LinkedIn personal brand, through content and DMs. As a summary, probably clean that up a little bit, but I just want to get it done fast. Product, the specific or product or service being offered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the mic here, and I'm actually just going to record and blurt out what the product is, because we've fleshed it out a bit. We haven't fully 100% fleshed it out yet, but I'm going to kind of use this to flesh it out as well. And this is a new product that we're bringing out. Hey, the product, I'm just going to describe it for you. So it's going to be called like Get Your First Client, or How to Get Your First Client on LinkedIn. It's not how to get someone's first client at all, period, because it may be for some people, especially if they're leaving corporate or whatever, but it's how to get your first client specifically through LinkedIn, even if you're like an established business owner, because there's a lot of business owners that want to start using LinkedIn as a client acquisition channel, and they've sold other stuff, but like they just don't know how to sell online, which is a lot different. So it's really how to get your first client on LinkedIn specifically, because, and the sole goal of this program, and we want it to be clear in the marketing, as you know, our main motivation is like, you know, our motivation one is to help people get clients and stop wasting hours and hours on LinkedIn as a platform. But the second thing that we want to do is we want to prove to you that our system actually works, so that then you're going to jump into our 6-Figure Creators program. We're going to help you drive multiple 6 figures, you know, through your LinkedIn brand and personal brand. And then we want to get you into our, then after that, 7-Figure Creators program. Like that's the sole goal. But it's how to get your first client on LinkedIn. And it's going to walk through different things around how to like define your superpower, specifically. What I'm going to do at the same time is as I'm going through here, I'm just going to go through the modules just so I remember. Yeah, define your superpower. It's then going to show you how to, like, you know, work out what you're good at, and then show you how to find other in-demand offers, so you're not selling something that's like not in demand. Then we're going to show you how to craft an initial offer and define your initial ICP. And then we're going to show you how to then clone winning moves of other people and their messaging. And then after that, we're going to show you how to write an offer document that sells itself, then how to create a pitch deck that you can close. And then we're going to show you some closing tactics to close with confidence. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to give you within that as well is we're going to show you how to rebuild your LinkedIn profile so that it tracks your target client. And then we're going to show you how to look in LinkedIn Sales Navigator and then other tools to find your ideal potential clients. And then we're going to give you the DM templates on how to reach out to them and actually sell them on the call as well, specifically. So it's a pretty all-encompassing offer. The price point is going to be, we're thinking $197, that's it, $197. And then the goal is then, if people, what we want to say to people is then if they get their first client within 14 days using this and they show it to us and they pay for it, they'll get the next, they'll get like a 25% discount into our next paid program, which is 6-Figure Creators. And so we're essentially going to credit what they made into the next paid program as well. And so that's the product itself. But yeah, the goal is to like get people to buy this $197 one to then they can go into the next one past that. Cool. So as you can see, I've gone pretty deep on that as well, but I just wanted to describe it because I've been thinking about it for a long time. You may not have as much information as this at the same time, but I find the more information when you're describing it, the better context that ChatGPT can get as well. Our ideal customer profile, it's really somebody, it's general geography who I want to reach out to. Actually, we'll leave the geography for now, but it's really someone who has been engaging on the LinkedIn platform. They've either been creating content or engaging or watching or kind of want to be involved within LinkedIn. They've been following top creators. Maybe they bought Justin Welch's course, and they've maybe gotten a couple of leads on LinkedIn itself. They're either a new person who wants to start a business or an existing owner, but just someone who's kind of convinced that LinkedIn personal brand. I want to drive my personal brand. I want to create content. I want to reach out and get clients through LinkedIn. And I want this to be like a source. That's the kind of person who we want to reach out to specifically. For this product specifically, the geographical boundaries don't actually matter too much as well at the same time. But it's really someone who's chosen, and also someone who sells B2B high ticket or B2C high ticket. Specifically, but it's mostly around that they're convinced that LinkedIn is the platform. So they've been on there, maybe even just spectating, but they've been on there for a few months watching and seeing this happen. Generally, our best clients as well are people who help people make or save money as well. They also don't have to have an offer yet because it's going to help them create an offer, but they could also be an existing business owner who wants to really drive business online as well. Get out of that, current acquisition channel. Cool. Then let's go through the next bit. And guys, I just want to do this in front of you to show you my thought process of how I'm doing it. And this is I only did one practice run for this, so this is pretty much a free ball run through. Cool. Our unique value proposition is we're pretty much just going to show someone how to go from nowhere or existing business on how to start essentially getting clients online through LinkedIn, literally step by step, exactly how to do it, how to create their offer, their pitch deck, on how to sell online, and we're just solely dedicated of doing this on LinkedIn. So we know the platform back to front. We also currently work with over 500 creators, showing them how to make 6 and 7 figures on LinkedIn. We have tons of experience, and we've built this product based off all of the feedback from all the clients we've worked with for over a year. And now we've consolidated it and put it together into everything you need just to get your first client, because what we want you to do is get your first client, and then we want you to start working with us so we can start getting multiple clients and keep ramping up. That's kind of the unique value proposition for us as well. Cool. Sweet. Now we've got that done. I'm going to hit go, and then it's going to create it. Pumped. I was just checking it was recording. I was stressed. I was like, no, it didn't record. Cool. The promise. So let's read it out. Brainstorm. We'll help you get your first client on LinkedIn, even if you're an established business owner who's never used LinkedIn to sell before. You'll go from uncertain and overwhelmed to landing your first client through a step-by-step process tailored to LinkedIn success. Yeah, that's good. Why you want it? You're tired of wasting hours on LinkedIn. You want a proven LinkedIn system. You need a simple, effective way to secure clients. Cool. If you follow the steps outlined, you don't know the first client, we'll refund you 100% within 14 days. I'm probably going to change that. Removes all the risks, along with the core training, yada, yada, yada. Let's read through this. I'm going to remove that scarcity. Cool. We'll do the payment plan. Hey, cool. So can we adjust this? There's no payment plan. It's $197 up front. That's it. We're going to say get their first client within 45 days as well, not 14 days. It's too quick, but 14 days for them to get the discount, and if they can prove it as well. We've got everything in here, but we just also need to highlight that we're going to show people how to create an offer that will sell online, whether they've sold or whether they have an established business or they've never sold before as well. We kind of need to make that apparent. Cool. I'm pretty happy with that. And then it will just slightly adjust it. So you can go back and forth and tweak it a few times, which is pretty good. Yeah, this is cool. I like it. Yep, 45 days. Yep, this is pretty good. Pay a reasonable price. You're not locked into anything. Sweet. That's awesome. So next step, prompt number 2. So speed to results, brainstorm quick win. So a quick win is something your customer can achieve fast. So what you want to do when you create an offer, what's really good is if, for us in the current program right now, if someone comes in and then they run their 7-day offer campaign, and if they get 3 leads, they're usually just boom, they're just convinced. Or when they do their first post that gets 5 times the engagement, or there's quite a few things, or especially when they book their first meeting and get the first client, all these little quick wins you want to layer into your program. And a quick win for you doesn't have to be them getting a client. It could literally be you do an audit of their system and come back with some results straight away. It's just what's the quick win that you want to help people achieve fast, and then what's kind of the big win that you want. Because once people, what I found kind of anecdotally going through our program, people who can get quick wins really fast, bought in. They're just like, I'm bought into the thing. Like that's why I say onboarding for us. So we're trying to focus on that more. Is like when people get onboarded correctly, it's just like it sets them up for winning inside the program. Because the biggest reason for someone dropping out of this program is overwhelm, pretty much. So we're just going to go through here, example, cool, and it's just going to brainstorm and give you a quick win and a big win. And again, the more description you put in here, the better. But the main goal of this is to just get you an offer that you can start marketing with. Quick. Okay, so LinkedIn profile blueprint, DM templates within the first 7 days. So I've thought about this quick win, and what I want to do is, the quick win that I want to give people is have an offer doc and a pitch deck that they can start selling online in 48 hours. That's the quick win that I want. Cool. So what we want, I want to adjust the quick win to be like an offer and a pitch deck that somebody can, so within 48 hours, we're going to give them an offer doc and a pitch deck so they can start selling online immediately, even if they've never had a business before, like essentially. And so you can immediately start selling. That's the win that I want to give away with people within 48 hours if they run through the system as well and actually go through. And I like the one about getting their first client within 45 days and then the 14-day with a discount, because I want to like challenge people to do it at the same time. They're driving. Yep, quick win. But if you can make these adjustments, that would be epic. Cool. I'm just going to make those adjustments. This is really fun. This is actually really good. Might get another coffee soon. I'm excited for it. Yep, offer pitch deck. Because like the reason I'm doing that is because what we found is like the biggest blocker. That's why I'm making this. Is like having the offer doc and the pitch deck as well. Cool. Cool. Hit the ground running. Yep, perfect. Let's go to the next one. So that's prompt 2. Prompt 3, mapping out their core inclusions. And so I've already thought about these core inclusions, but if you haven't, it literally just, the more detail you give it, it literally just writes your core inclusions. I was playing around with a few testers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go click enter, see what it comes up with based off what I said, and then I'll make some adjustments. I'm addicted to this sparkling water. It's so good. Because it's not too sparklingy, so it doesn't like get your gut going, which is super annoying. Okay, cool. LinkedIn, DM outreach, cool. I'm going to be more specific with this based off what we've got in our current program. Cool. So we're going to adjust this slightly as well. What we want to do, step 1 is going to help someone define their superpower of like what they're actually good at and what they can sell. Step 2 is we're going to help them find in-demand offers of like what are the offers out in the market that they can sell and how to think about it. We're going to help them craft the initial offer and the initial ideal potential client. The next step of what we're going to do is we're going to help them find other people in the market who are winning with a similar thing so they can steal and take their ideas as well. And then what we're going to do past that point is we're going to show them how to actually write and create their offer doc with the AI, just like what we're doing now. We're then going to show them how to build a pitch deck. They can start going out and pitching people. And then we're going to show them how to secure a close with our closing tactics. Those last 3 is what's called an MVP closer kit. So you might want to break it down like that. So for the first 4 that I told you, it was actually called the develop your offer. The next part's called the MVP closer kit. And then after that point, what we're going to do is we're going to show them briefly how to restructure their LinkedIn profile so that it attracts their target clients. We're going to show them how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to reach out and find ideal clients. And then we're going to show them how to give them the DM scripts so they can reach out and start chatting to people. And then we're also going to give them the very simple way on how to create content that speaks to your target market specifically so you can get those clients as well. And then are we going to do sales tactics? Yeah, the DM scripts, the offer doc, and then we're just going to walk them through a brief outline of how to run through their first sales meeting and how to actually get the close as well. So that's what we're going to include in it. And then you guys might be thinking, Matt's crazy by putting all this stuff into a 197 thing as well. It's just what our whole goal is. We just want to get people to get their first client. And a lot of people will get halfway through and get it. And then because the main thing is, especially within the program, the reason why I'm doing this is because I know when someone gets their first client, hooked. And so we're just building this all into our marketing to essentially help people just get their first client. So then we help them get multiple clients and then build to the 7-figure mark as well. So cool. Yeah, cool. Cool. Benefit. Yep, this is really good. That's awesome. So I'm going to go here. So inclusion and then the benefits. So to do inclusion. Yeah, so I need you to structure it. So I need you to say, take it back, it's all good. And cool, so we've got program win and delivery. Then we just got who should and shouldn't buy this offer. And so we're going to, I'm essentially just going to paste this. I'm pretty sure it's quite good. The who should and shouldn't buy, the more description you give it beforehand, the better as well. Sell B2B or high ticket services and want to structure growth channel, have already engaging with content on LinkedIn, creating and engaging on LinkedIn. Yep. I'd probably change that to 1 to 6 months. Yep. Want. Yep. Possess. Man, this is just so good. It's so good. Who shouldn't buy this offer? Lack. Yeah, the reason why I add in people who haven't spent time on the platform is they don't realize how much work you've got to put into it. The ROI is amazing, but there's a lot of work. Aren't willing to expect. Yep. That's perfect. That's sick. Man, this is so good. Brainstorm crafting your CTA. So the CTA that I'm going to have for people for this is just to buy, essentially. And I'm probably going to add in some guarantee where it's like, if you're not happy, we'll just give you a refund in 7 days. Just because the amount of value that we're packing into this is insane. Cool. Cool. I'm building on a system. All right. Yeah, the CTA is like, the CTA that I'm going to give people is like literally just click on this like link and just pay here and we'll give you everything to get started and you'll have immediate access. You can start right now. It's because we're not going to meet for something that's $197 as well. So because the way we're going to sell this is like through the LinkedIn DMs through an offer doc. And then what we're also going to have is we're going to sell people, like we're going to have a video sales letter. And at the end, it's like, if you want to get started, buy this thing. Cool. Yeah, because I'm going to build using the same landing page template we've given you guys. I'm literally going to build a landing page for this as well. Cool. Let's get started. Perfect. Make it easy. Perfect. That was an easy one. And then we've got step 6, building your street cred. Ooh, so building your street cred. Let me read through this one. We're going to collect key details, yada, 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 yada. Customer success story. Who was the creator? What was their problem? What did they do to solve it? What was the outcome? Share the results, numbers if possible. How long should we be doing this? What makes you an expert? Okay, so I'm going to think about one customer success story and then one proof of results. Can you share a specific result or testimonials? Include testimonial. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to pause it because I just want to think about who to add and then I'll come back to it. I just want to have a look through and think about, because I'm actually doing this as a project right now. So I want to think about who to add, and then I'll come back to you. I'm just going to pause it. Well, that was easy. Found someone and thought about them as well. I'm also going to ask Natasha's permission before I put this in the actual document in the VSL, so I don't know if this will be included in the finished product as well, but I'll just add it for this actual video. Don't know why I thought about this. Perfect example. It was Natasha who let us know. She let us know on the group call, I think it was like last week. Yeah, last week. No, it was a week before. She got her first client from LinkedIn, which is sick as well. And Natasha's profile isn't even supremely optimized. She's just been creating content, drove to people, and she told the story down here, which was like super duper cool. Closed my first client and literally received dollars an hour before the hot seat. So, obviously, it's so good. Lee was someone who's liked my content, started a convo, offered help, forego. They had a video offering, and somehow it worked. So literally works. So I think that's a perfect case study as well that I'm going to add there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this prompt, and there's some stuff that you've got to add here as well inside. And I'm just going to add it myself. So we're going to go here. Okay, cool. Who is the customer? Natasha Lee. Natasha Lee. What was their problem? So I don't think she had an offer. Natasha didn't even have an offer when she first started, and I think when I added her to school, because Natasha went through our interview process to become potential sales rep, but unfortunately didn't get the role. I don't even know if she was actually even thinking about creating an offer, but so the problem was she didn't even know that I think she was even going to sell anything, and then I didn't know that. And then the problem was, I guess, just not knowing what to sell and not knowing how to sell it online or even creating an offer. And then Natasha solved it by walking through she completed our content system on how to actually just write content that attracted people. And then someone who liked her content, she used our conversation section or DM templates to start a conversation, and then just decided to just keep going and then just make the person an offer, and then literally received the money an hour before our live call the other week where it was on and recorded. I might actually find that recording as well and write that down because that's freaking epic. It was just so good when it was on the call, so I want to share it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Natasha sold her first. Let's just say that the offer was, and I'll change this later. Let's say it was her first $1,500 offer in the DMs. I don't actually know if that's the real one. I'm going to change it later. But a $1,500 offer in the DMs. I'm just going to do that just so we can make it look good as well. Let me just go to Natasha recording. That would be a really cool. If I have the recording of that and I added that to the offer doc with her saying on the call, yeah, I just got my first client, that would be a winner. So for you guys out there, really good way. How long have you been doing this? Okay, cool. So my experience. Is I previously was the number one rep in the world at Zoom in my role, like Zoom video communications. After only 6 months in sales, and I used to sell. I was selling in the DMs on our website, Zoom website, and then I got promoted 3 times in 3 years in sales. Fell in love with it. Then I started this company December 2022, doing cold outreach and cold email. But this specific program I've been running for 14 months now in total, and we're helping over 500 creators make 6 and 7 figures on LinkedIn. And I've been doing it myself, and have closed over $1 million through LinkedIn DMs, and we're now currently doing $130,000 a month. That's what we did last month on the platform. I guess what makes me an expert is like my 100% being in business is just helping people drive 6 and 7 figures through LinkedIn. So I also do it myself. I built the system. We coach so many people in the program. We're just constantly making it better and better and better because I just want this to be the only program that anyone wants to drive business to through their LinkedIn personal brand. And just also, I was previously like someone who didn't generate leads or make money for 6 months on LinkedIn when I listened to the free feed. And then I'm just on this essentially thing to just solve that for everyone. So anyone who actually wants to make money, they can just follow a step-by-step process and they can actually do it and drive business to their, drive revenue to their business through the platform. Major achievements. I would say helping 500 creators, helping multiple people get to multiple 6 figures, helping one person hit the 7-figure mark, which we're trying to actually increase that more, and just helping so many hundreds of people. And then I've also been helping thousands of creators on the platform who message me every single day, just telling me like, hey dude, I closed some deals with your stuff. It's super awesome. Cool. Specific insert testimonial, keep it short. I'll just insert. No, I'll leave that testimonial there as well, just because I just want to get through this doc and I know the time's getting a bit on. It's 36 minutes. Cool. Natasha didn't know how to sell online. She didn't offer. Perfect. I'll change that dollar to make it real after I ask her. We told her Perfect. This is sick. Drafting your offer doc. So last one. Do I need to change anything here? No. It's going to do it for me. This is sick. Can't believe that's how quickly you can do an offer doc. It's so cool. Cool. I'm going to change the spots left. Here's what I'm offering. How to get your first client on LinkedIn in this month. The outcome is simple. I personally think, yep. How do we do it? Yep. Cool, and then you can just make adjustments on this. Cool, okay, so now let's just go through and let's make some adjustments. So let's not say that there's only 50 spots left. We don't want to add scarcity specifically for this because there isn't. We don't need to add it there. Here's what's being offered. Leading creators and business owners. Yeah, business owners, I like that. A combination of, yep, here's how we do it, quick win. Yep. Yep, I like that. What you'll get, we're not going to have a superpower discovery session at all. I only want you to include the things that they're going to get inside it. Optimization blueprint, sales meeting, closing guide. We need a content system as well in there. Just only grab the things that were actually in there, and so we don't want to add it through as well. And when we say phase 1, we want to talk in 48 hours, like in the heading, and then phase 2 in throughout 45 days, what we're going to do. And payment plan, yep. And the guarantee is like if you're not happy after you purchase it, and you should let me know within 7 days, I'll give you a full refund. Also, an extra bonus we want to add is like, the bonus we want to add is if you close and get your first client within 14 days, I'll give you 30% off into the next program itself. And we want to add a little thing at the start of like, there's no scarcity, but like adding a little sentence around, look, my real motive for doing this is I want you to get your first client, but then I want you to be working in our program to become a 6 then 7-figure creator. So it's like, this is just the proving point to move you to the next one. Cool. Cool. Sweet. This gives us our good outline. I'm excited for this. Memory updated, and then we'll adjust it. And then what we can do, it's so funny, look my real motivation. So good. Here, professionally, DM, offer document pitch deck. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Sweet. So let's just copy this. How do I copy this? I think it's here. And let's open Notion, and I'll create a new Notion doc. And so this is how I would just create your offer. I would go here, Notion doc. Well, that's cool. Control Shift V. Wow, that's sick. Literally just did it. I'd probably just space it out a little bit more here. And I go here, and then I would just go like this here. Boom. Boom. There we are, offer doc. Done. There you have an offer doc. Perfect. Now I'm obviously going to go through and edit and add things like my logo here and stuff like that at the same. Oh, I'm going to remove that. I'll add my logo there. And the other thing that I would do if I was you is go through and make it spaced a little bit better, and then add a video just reading through the offer doc. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think we can just go that down there, right? I just space it out, make it a little bit more exciting and stuff like that. I think this is a little bit too, too squidged. You know what I mean? You want it to look nice. And then, yeah, we can go here. And I'll show you guys like the end result. But like, this is pretty much your offer doc. Like, once you have this, you can just start pretty much immediately selling on LinkedIn. Which is really, really cool. And the way that you share this with people is you click share, and you click publish, and then you click this little publish button here. And then when you've got, oh, there's new site customization. I'll look at that later. Sorry, I get distracted. If you click this little button, and then you can literally just share this link with people. And then this is the link. This is literally the offer doc link. So I might even just share this with you guys so you can see the actual offer doc as well. And then, a couple of things what you could do is like, let's say you wanted to flesh out more things in here and add more, proof points, right? Because it forgot to add the proof. Hey, can you just add me like a little few sentences or sections around the proof about Natasha and how she got the client and all that kind of stuff? That would be awesome, please. Cool. And so then I can just add like another section because it's already got all the information already inside it. Real results. And then I could probably just add this, right? Add here. And I could probably just add some, our guaranteed bonus, real results, right? As I would just go here, right? And then what I'd probably put in is I'd probably put in a video of her saying that she got it there as well. If I get her permission, I'll ask her first as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. that's offer docs. So man, how fun is that? So good. So yeah, go through, make your offer docs, share them in the community with different people as well. Obviously ask for feedback, but honestly, the only true way to get feedback from your offer doc is when you start giving it to people and asking if it resonates. And then what you can do as people go through and they give you objections, sorry, wrong slide. As they go through and they give you objections, you literally just go through here and just adjust your offer doc as well. Another tip as well that you can do, which I might add as a separate video, is anytime someone has an objection, you literally just make it as an FAQ. That's it. So what you do is you go toggle list, and then you say, let's say someone like, what if I already have an offer and I am selling on LinkedIn now, right now. Right, let's say someone comes up with that, because everyone's going to have FAQs. And then you just come back to here and be like, now we're just going to craft some answers to FAQs. Can you just give me the top 5 FAQs that people are going to have, which objection handling things, and then how to answer them so I can add them to the document? Don't know why I didn't think about that before, but we're going to add this to it as well. This is sick. FAQ. Man, this is so good. Oh my God, this is amazing. So my suggestion, this is what happens with programs as you learn new things as you keep doing it. It's just like, this is sick. This is so good. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Boom. Got my FAQs. I'm just going to add all these to here. I'm going to pause it. My gosh, that's so good. Like these FAQs. So you can literally, like, you guys are going to come up with like 10 times better ways on how to do this, but it literally just comes up with your FAQs. Like, literally. So I'm adding this to it now. I would do that if I was you. You can even go, what are some other ones? Give me 5 more really common FAQs that are going to come up to hopefully what I want the FAQs to answer is that if someone reads this document, they're just going to want to be in straight away. This is insane. Dude, AI is crazy. You know, do I need to have a large LinkedIn following? Man, this is sick. It's like all the questions. Will this take a lot of time? Not at all. All right, I'm going to add all these things into the doc. I'm going to finish it there now because I'm getting too excited and it's 45 minutes in. But yeah, you can see how epic this is. Next up, we're going to walk you through is then how to take this offer and then build it into a pitch deck. And you don't have to have a pitch deck to sell. The reason you want a pitch deck to sell is because then you don't have to have a sales script. You literally just walk someone through like the actual script, and then you can use this pitch deck as your VSL at the same time. So it can work in 2 places, which is really cool. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get another coffee before the next one. I'll catch you there. Team, what's going on? Pumped for this one. Hopefully now you've gone through and followed kind of the instructions and created the V1 draft of your offer doc. I'm super proud of the one that I just created. That was tons of fun. And so hopefully you've gone through, created it, added your FAQs, and just remember that the offer doc is going to be like a live thing that you're going to constantly be using and changing over time. And especially as you progress your services over time, you're just going to improve it over and over and over, which is really exciting. So next up, we're going to now show you how to build your pitch deck. And so we're going to take the offer that you got from the offer doc and then how to use AI to build the pitch deck out. And I'm going to build our pitch deck on the call with you guys, or on this recording as well with you guys, to show myself we're using the stuff that we're getting you guys to use at the same time, which I'm excited about. And the really cool thing about this pitch deck is, now, first thing is, you don't actually have to have a pitch deck to sell, but it just does make it really, really easy, especially when you're on the meeting. You don't have to think of having a sales script, and we've kind of scripted it out for you, which is really nice. But also with this pitch deck, you'll be able to use it on sales meetings, and you can also use it in your VSL. And so another thing with this pitch deck that you've got as well, you can use it in multiple variety of ways. Like you can use it to create a lead magnet if you want. You could use it to create your higher ticket offer. Anything, you can use the pitch deck. It's just structured in a certain way that you can develop any offer with it, which I'm super excited about. And so let's get into creating it. So first thing, this is the pitch deck part. The pitch deck template, I'm going to walk you through it. It's in Figma. Steve built it in Figma. Before I get into it as well, to help further cement why this pitch deck's going to work. So Steve, if you don't know who Steve is, Steve built this pitch deck as well, based off all the knowledge he spent running companies. So quick history on Steve. He actually has previously raised $5.2 million with pitch decks to investors. And Steve ran a publicly listed company here in Australia for 3 years. And he always had to use pitch decks. He had to report to the board. And Steve has also built hundreds of websites back at the old company he was at as well. And he also builds websites. He's built our whole brand now. And he's an expert in marketing, website design, funnels, everything tech. And so this is the perfect combination of you've got someone who has essentially CEO level experience, someone who has raised $5.2 million, and he has built this pitch deck template for you. So to further cement that it's actually good, it's freaking amazing. And I can only imagine when I first started out in business in December 2022, if I had a pitch deck like this, I would have been able to close so much more business at the time. That was one of the hardest things when I first started out. I'm still not good at design, but I was terrible at design. And I remember I had to go out and get a pitch deck made, but even then, when I got the pitch deck made, it wasn't made from someone with experience in sales and persuasion and marketing. And so even though it looked pretty, it still didn't serve as well of a purpose at the same time as well. So I want to give you that little bit of backstory there just to show you that this is like world-class pitch decks. It's Steve's used this to raise $5.2 million. But yeah, so the template inside here, we're going to show you how to show you how you add your logo, change your brand colors and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to do that on the video right now. We might there's a separate video. I just want to show you how to actually write it and put it together, because that kind of stuff's a bit fiddly and will take time. We've got an instruction booklet to actually do it. And yeah, the pitch deck template has got tons of different stuff in it. There's a few optional slides in there you can mix and match, but with the offer doc and the pitch deck and then the last bit on the closing tactics, you'll be all ready to go, which is really cool. We've also obviously got the instruction manual and the how-to guide as well. As I went through, it was a little bit complicated, so I might actually make a separate video on this as well in the how-to guide, just because when I was trying to work out how to do it, I was like stuck. I had a few blockers, so I was like, okay, I got to work this out. So I think we're going to make a video for it as well, just because it can be a little bit fiddly and it's really annoying when you like just can't change one thing. It's super frustrating. So let's effing go. I'm pumped. Let me quickly pop up the screen. Sweet. So to get access to the pitch deck and the template on how to build it, you guys will have it below as well. So if you kind of scroll below, you should be able to open this pitch deck directly inside Figma. You might need to make a free Figma account in order to get access. To templatize the pitch deck, if you just click this little drop down here and you click duplicate to your drafts, that's how you do it. Now in the pitch deck, in the pitch deck template, there's like literally the how-to guide. And I'll kind of walk through it a little bit now, and then we'll just get into building the pitch deck. So why Figma? It's a design tool. It looks boss. Like literally look at this. So good. It's literally insane. And I'm going to go through and build it now, which is super cool. And so the strategy here is like, what we want to give you is a pitch deck so that you can go out there and you can just run these kind of sales meetings. And you don't have to be really good at sales and persuasion. You can essentially just walk through the pitch deck slides, slide by slide, and then stop sharing, show people stuff as you kind of go through at the same time, which is pretty cool. And so it's just gonna, and it's got all the outline inside of everything that actually builds a good offer. And so before this, you obviously want to go through the 101 develop your offer, which I previously ran through in the last video, writing the offer doc that sells itself. Here's the offer doc here. I've just updated it. I added this in here as well, which is pretty cool. And the FAQs, and then we get into the pitch deck. So there's some instructions here around, duplicating it, deleting the intro slide, selecting all the slides, changing it to your brand colors, all that type of stuff here as well, changing and adding your logos. I'm probably going to make a video on this, in all honesty, just because I found it a little bit difficult to do when I was going through, and so I might make a video for you guys on how to with Steve. Just get him to walk through how to do it exactly. So let's get into it. The pitch deck. So you want to delete this slide. So I've already clicked over here and I've already duplicated it. And then down here, I've already added my logo. I've already added 7-Figure Creators, a company name, and the name of the pitch deck. Get your first client on LinkedIn. So we've got a few different formats of the slides. So we've got, if you're going to meet someone for a first time, we've got the nice to meet you, their name, which you'll adjust each time. Again, you can change this if you're going to use it as your video sales letter. And what we've also got, or what Steve's built, which is really cool, is that if you have a look underneath down here, and you can't read it as well because of my, let me move my vid. There we are, move myself up here. down here, it actually tells you how to use each point in the slide. So, Steve's put in here, this is a really cool one. The purpose of this slide is to build rapport, establish credibility right off the bat through storytelling. And what you want to do is talk about a real client, how you've been helping them, the results, even better if you can name drop. And so it walks you through examples of how to use each slide. So it's essentially a script. And so what a lot of people do is when they get on the first call with somebody is they just like talk about the weather and all this shit. And a better way to do it is, what's really easy is you just go, hey, so-and-so, what's going on? I just got off on a call with Charlie. Who's actually really similar to you. They also run a ghostwriting business. They were also dealing with trying to get new clients through the DMs, and it was really difficult. We've been working together for 2 months and really nailing down their DM process. And they actually just let me know they closed 3 clients last week, which was really epic. Super pumped. How you doing? So it's just a way that you can just grab somebody who you've previously worked with who's similar to them and like reframe it to them as well. And why you want to do it, it sets the stage by subtly showing your experience in the space and actively helping others, making them more open to discussing their challenges. And then what not to do, avoid small talk, don't talk about the weather or a restaurant you went to in the city they're from. Be memorable, be valuable. So the purpose here is when you build rapport, tie it to the outcome and just get rolling straight into it at the same time. But if you'll notice, as I kind of step through here, it has like the purpose of each slide and the why. So, because a well-designed pitch deck is amazing, right? But when you have a pitch deck that actually has human psychology built into it and a flow like this, that's when you just knock things out of the park. And if you don't have extensive experience in sales and persuasion training, like it's way easier because you can just be persuasive off the bat. So here you've got the purpose, inefficiencies, example, the why. And as we kind of go through, we've got, key messages all over here, how your solution works. You can also see here how we've got options. So we've got, how your solution works, slide option 1, slide option 2. And on the right here where these little checkers are, that's where you can put an image or a screenshot or that kind of stuff as well. So really, really cool. Just have a read through. It's like super detailed. Like this is not just a run of the mill pitch deck. This is like a damn good pitch deck you can use to close people as well, which is really cool. And I'm going to show you with AI how I'm going to go through and I'm going to write it out. We've also got, preemptive objections, potential customer wins. And guys, if you don't have a customer win or anything like that, I'll show you what you can put inside there as well. I think it even says here, you don't even have to, you can just have your own wins. Optional slides, customer testimonials, optional slides of customer logos as well of what you can put in here. Unique mechanisms, so what was you apart. The team if you want to add it. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. Then we've got the actual offer name, what's included. You can change it from 12 to 2. I'll show you how to do that. The plans, or you can get rid of it and just have one plan. And these are different alternative slides as well. Then your bonuses, you dropping your mic with a guarantee if you want it. Scarcity and urgency if you want to add it in there as well at the same time. And then the closing tactics at the end. So as you can tell, it's really built out. And there's a lot of stuff in here as well at the same time. So first thing you want to do is get this one and then hit delete. So we're going to delete that slide. You come back later and get it. I like the look of that slide as well. And what I'm going to do now, the way I thought about building this out is actually just using, you can either manually add things in, right? Which is fine. But I thought to get a baseline there, I want to give you guys so you can walk away with you have a pitch deck immediately if you follow what I'm doing here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same chat that I've already used to build the offer doc, which was here, right? I'm going to use that same chat to then build the pitch deck, which is really cool. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to screenshot each of these slides with the purpose, example, the why, the what not to do here, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste it inside ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to come up with what we're going to put in each one, so I can easily just put it in and come up with a couple of different options. So I might leave this this one here, or this one. I might even just change it to how to get your first client on LinkedIn. I might even just make that the title, right? How to first client on LinkedIn, easy, and I'll just make that the title, right? And I might move it down here. Sweet, cool. How to get your first client on LinkedIn. I might even add even if you've never sold anything or something like that. And so, I might even change this. Even if you don't have an offer or never sold anything. I'll come back to that later. And so what I'm going to do now is I'll screenshot each of these, right? I'm going to do Command-Shift-4. If you got a PC, you can use the snipping tool. If you got a Mac, it's Command-Shift-4. And I'm just going to go here, right? I'm just going to paste, and with ChatGPT, you can do 4 slides at once. And what I want it to do is I want it to grab the bottom bit as well with all the Y's, because it has your chat thread, right, already here. Sorry, let me just do this real quick. Why can't I concentrate at the same time? Yeah, because it's already got your chat thread, it already knows what it's going to put in there. And then I'm going to talk to it and tell it. So I'm going to go, hey ChatGPT, cool. Now what I'm doing is I'm building out our pitch deck. And so I've pasted these in order down here. And what you'll be able to see is down the bottom, you can see at each section, it actually says, you know, what the purpose, the why, some examples of stuff that you could put into each slide. What I want you to do is I want you to kind of go through these and then look at our offer document, obviously, that we've already created. And then what I need you to do is I want you to create these slides, or give me a couple of options for each of these slides as we work through it, so I can essentially just copy paste and fill out this pitch deck as we go, if that's right. Can you ask me a couple of clarifying questions first, just so we can get this right? The reason I ask it to ask a couple of clarifying questions is I just want to make sure we're both like on the same page, if you know what I mean, and we can get it really triangulated. Clear, clarifying kind of tone and style. There's going to be a whole bunch of that stuff in the upcoming slides as well, so I don't actually think you need to ask this. What I am going to do, however, is just paste you below our current, the current offer doc that we've actually got, and then can you build me the options for each of the slides? Cool. Offer doc. Done. Cool. And then I'm going to get it build it to build each of the slides. Based on the offer doc, yada yada yada. Intro. Headline. Are you struggling? Cool. And so we'll have a look here. The problem. Boom. And so we can go here. Are you struggling to turn LinkedIn into a client generating machine? The problem business owners face on LinkedIn. Wasting time. Text. Purpose. Let me go through here. So I think it's got a little bit wrong, so I'm just going to re-screenshot and re-add the screenshots in there as well, because it's got the, see the flow? It's got a little bit wrong here. I'm just going to add each of these in again. So we've got Control-Shift-4. Cool. And let's add them all in here. This is what happens when you do it live. I was wondering what that other stuff said. Let's Control-Shift-4. And again, the tech people might have a faster way of doing this than me. Okay, so just based off the offer document, what I need you to do is I need you to kind of give me a couple of different options for these slides. So just for the text I can add for all these slides. Have a thorough read through the slides as well before you action it. Go! Before you actually not action it. Let's go through. Hello. Okay, it's got here. Sweet. Text, headline. Headline, text. Cool, so we got them here now. Slide 1, I'm a little bit confused. Is we might just say the headline. I get what you mean. Now I understand it. So with the text, it's saying you should say this. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, now I understand it. Now we go here. Cool. So we can just go here and paste it. Now we got the problem agitators down here. Problem agitator 1. We've got to make things worse. Boom, 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 boom. Here we are. There we are. Now we go here. Now I'm going to delete this. Again, you can tell I'm not the most proficient at this tool. Money on the table. go. Sweet. Cool bananas. And then we go the big promise. And then we go here. Boom. And there we are. There we are. And then we got the key messages. Anyways, guys, I'm just rocking this out fast to just show you how quickly you can do it. Yep. Yep. All right. And then let's go back and have a look at it after. Cool. Sweet. And I'll probably grab all these and I'll probably move them up a little bit. Cool. Sweet. So let's go start. How to get your first client on LinkedIn. The biggest problem LinkedIn creators face is spending time without seeing results. Cool. You're wasting, so to make things worse, you're wasting precious time trying to figure out LinkedIn without a strategy. You're leaving money on the table because you don't know how to convert your profile visitors or followers into clients. Every day you delay action, you're falling behind others who are using LinkedIn strategically to land their clients and grow their business. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to land your first client on LinkedIn, in 45 days or less, guaranteed. What are the key outcomes? You're going to get a complete blueprint to optimize your profile and turn it into a lead magnet. Learn how to create a pitch and offer that attracts clients fast. You'll gain confidence selling the DMs without DM templates and sales guide. Sweet, that's really cool. Let's go to the next little bit on what to add here. I think this is slide option, no image. This is with images, so I might go no, delete that one there. And then how your solution works. We've got a couple of use bullets. This is an optional slide to help you deliver your solution. How your solution works. Show off your demos. This is another slide option. Let's remove these ones, right? Let's remove complexity. And then let's just add in these ones here. Cool. And then we've got here. And then let me go back and I'm going to screenshot them all. Man, this is like so cool. This is epic. All right. So what you want to do now is just screenshot them all. Here. Pop. And for customer wins, what I might do is I'll leave customer wins till after because I'm going to add some in there as well. This is a short memorable quote from a customer. I need to grab some of them. Name, drop, and share. These are optional. Unique value. I'm going to add this one, and I'll come back to the customer ones because I want to grab some actual results. We can remove the team. Future pacing here. There we are. I'm going to grab this. And then we're going to grab the offer. Cool. Using Hormozy style offer. And I'm going to grab this. Sweet. Now can you please fill out and give me a couple of options for these parts of the pitch deck as well, please. Cool. We're going to go through 20 minutes in. We're not too bad with time. I want to come back and I want to do the case studies and stuff because I just want to pause the video and think about it just a little bit as well. You might be thinking, I don't have an offer yet. I've tried similar programs. What if I don't have time? Cool. And so let's go up to here. Preemptive objection. I don't have an offer yet. What if I don't have time? I might just add the actual start of it here like this. And then I could add the other bit underneath because I may have gotten the design wrong initially on how we want to put it together. Yeah. Let's see if we can put this underneath here and see if it looks nice. Yeah, it's good. Then you can just read it. Yeah, that's not bad. Cool. What do you put it as? Yeah, easy, you might be thinking. Get rid of these, get rid of this. Cool, unique and differentiated. Yep. Why 7-figure creator stands out. Text. Yes, there we are. Cool. There we are. And now let's go to the next one. If your future work together. So we go to future. If we work together, imagine. Done. Do we have another one? There we go. 4. The offer breakdown. Cool. I think we're up to here. Headline. Today's offer. The offer breakdown. Offer name. I think I got this one wrong. Yeah, I think we need to redo this. Then we go here. Hey ChatGPT, can you please redo this, just this slide with the offer breakdown, and just have a look at the way it's structured, today's offer, the offer name, you know, the get result without biggest, you know what I mean? Like that's what, we need it in that structure. Sometimes the AI can just stuff up, so you just got to come back to it. I don't know what that means. Her GPT. And again, guys, as you're going through, you just want to get a V1 in there, and then you can come back, you can slightly adjust it as you're kind of going throughout the way as well. And so I'm going to go here, add this. It's benefit. Ooh, no, I like the way that it's structured it, to be honest. Yeah, there we are. Anybody got this? Maybe like this. Maybe like this. I'm sure that doesn't look the best. Let's push it to the side. Yeah, it's okay. No. Let me go 1 like this. 1, 2. I think we need to make the text smaller, in my opinion. Body 1, ooh, 24 maybe. Yeah, maybe that would be it. Let's have a look later on as well. I just wanted to get it all in there. There we are. That's good. Okay, so we go to the next one here. Then we got inclusion. And then we got plan. So we're going to go remove the plan, because that's an alternative. I'm going to go some bonuses and drop the mic guarantee. Cool. So let's go ahead and add these. Control Shift 4. Again, guys, you could probably skip this bit as I'm kind of going through at the same time and just do it at the same time. So I'm going to go inclusion. I'm going to go bonus, and then I'm going to describe to it what I want at this stage. There we are. Expiration date. I might. Is this drop the mic scarcity and urgency? Yeah, we might make some drop the mic moment there as well. Okay, cool. And how I want you to structure these last few slides is, I don't want you to do 12 inclusions. I want you to do a few inclusions that were already actually in the document itself. And then I want you to obviously add some bonuses as well at the same time. And add 3 different bonuses that were also kind of in the offer doc, but actually kind of push them separately as well at the same time. And then we want to add that 7-day guarantee that if they're not happy, they can have the money back. And then for the special offer, just make it a discounted price that goes down to $97. That's only going to be available, and put some time frame in there as well. But again, read through, and we want it to match the structure of all of themselves. I can't even speak words. All right, let's go down to the outcomes themselves. And I might pause it for this one as I add them in, because I realize the video is getting a little bit long. All right, I went through and completed it just because I didn't want to take you guys through the boring stuff of just the admin of changing it. So I wanted to walk you through. So I essentially just leveraged AI, leveraged the offer document that I've already got to get me the V1 of the pitch deck, which is absolutely insane. It's so good. So I'm going to walk you through the pitch deck now and just kind of pitch it to you. I removed quite a few of the slides as well because they weren't necessary. But this pretty much gives you everything you need to start pitching on LinkedIn, which is epic, and pitching on calls. So the name of our offer. So you could say if you're pitching, you know, what we had before in the other pitch deck, right, was nice to meet you name. Where this one is, I just did it for a VSL that we're going to be creating. So how to get your first client on LinkedIn, which is really cool. And I could even say, even if you don't have an offer, have never sold anything, and have less than 1,000 followers. Right, and you can keep, like, you'll keep updating and building on this. The main thing what we want to do is, I want to get you an offer doc and a pitch deck so you just start selling. Because realistically, all you want to be doing, like with your spare time, especially on LinkedIn, actually, let me show you this, show you guys this quickly, because I think it's going to drive the point home as well. As I was chatting to Steve about this, let me pull it up. So when I think about LinkedIn, is to become a 7-figure creator, there's kind of only a few things that you need to do. And when you really boil it down to it, you need to market, you need to sell, and you need to optimize. The stage that we're doing right now is we're just optimizing so that you can market and sell. That's all you want to do. Because the best point that you would be, right, is that if you can spend 100% of your time, 100% of your time marketing and selling. That's it. And then the only reason you want to optimize down here is when you can't market and sell anymore. Because Hormozy talks about this like so much, and I'm a big believer in it, that like the thing holding most people back is just that they're not marketing and selling enough. And so that's why I make marketing and selling like my non-negotiables in my day. And he said past that point of like 3 million a year, he said you need to worry about other stuff as well. And so we're not at that point now, but like I just make marketing and selling a non-negotiable, and then I try to build everything like around that. So when you're thinking about this and this offer doc and all this kind of stuff, you can get caught up in a lot of detail really easily. The main goal of this offer doc though is just to give you the ammunition so you can just go there and market and sell like crazy. Like that's what you want to do, to create so much demand that you just have so many leads generated that you can literally just handpick your clients. And that's what you really, really want to get to. But I just wanted to drive that point home here. So, because you can finesse it in your offer doc and you can play around with this for so long and you could keep editing it, but until you get out there and you start pitching people with it, it's not going to, you won't be able to do anything. So cool. So we've got how to get your first client LinkedIn, even if you don't have an offer, have never sold anything, and have less than 1,000 followers. Perfect. And then we just go through the biggest problem LinkedIn creators face is spending time without seeing results. And then we've just got and to make things worse, and it like essentially tells a story of like what's happening. Now, what I might do is I might, correct these things up here, make them look a little bit nicer and stuff like that. But I pretty much just did this whole thing with AI, which is insane. And then the goal is we're going to land your first client LinkedIn in 45 days or less, guaranteed, which is super cool. And then what we've got is, the key outcomes. This is what we're going to get you from it. This is what you might be thinking. I don't have an offer. I've tried similar programs. What if I don't have time? So it's essentially pre-assumptive objection handling. Then I just added 3 customer wins here. So I'd probably sit back and talk about each of these wins as well at the same time. That's why I spent some admin time just doing, probably took me about 15 minutes. Well, you probably see by the timestamp as well how long it took me. And then I've added Natasha's one here. I just closed my first client in the DMs. Then I've just got, down here, what's our secret sauce? It's all about LinkedIn mastery. This is why we can do what we do. The future of if we work together, this is what we're going to do together. And then today's offer name, we'll call it get your first client LinkedIn. Cool. And then we just run through all this for $197. And then this is where we run through the Hormozy style offer. And what's included? All this stuff that's included. And we've got these 48-hour bonuses, or you can change whatever your time frame with the bonuses. And it's a program, we got a 7-day guarantee. And if you take it right now, it's $97. So we've just gone Hormozy style, absolute bomb offer right there. And then we've got last bit here, which is the tactics or the closing tactics, which I'm going to show you in the next one, which is a much shorter module as well. So I'm really, really happy with this. This is V1 offer, so I can give this to our team to start pitching it. I'm going to be creating a loom on it, essentially as a video sales letter. We're going to be using this. It'll be changed and adjusted. And what you'll notice as we keep going on, I'll keep changing and adjusting it. But now what you've got, as you've gone through and you've created this, like you now have a, here it is. You now have in Notion, you'll have your own like offer document, like you've got right here. So you can start selling and pitching to people. You've now got your own pitch deck, which you have like a really epic level pitch deck. You can start pitching people. Now you just need a way to take people's money. Probably just create a Stripe account. It's really, really easy to set up as well at the same time. And then you're literally good to go. Man, that was tons of fun creating that at the same time. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone's offer doc and pitch deck. I am going to make another video, which should be popping up soon, around how to change your logos and colors and all that kind of stuff as well, just to make it a lot easier for you guys. But yeah, I just want to show you how easy it was, and I wanted to do it with you. And ours is going to refine, and we're going to make it better over time. But now that you've got this here, so you can just sell and market. Just remember this one. You just want to be selling and marketing like all the time until you fill yourself up with so much delivery, and you're like, I can't do anymore. At the same time, you still want to be generating leads, but then you want to optimize, sell, market, optimize. Because there's those things that you always want to be doing. Anyways, guys, this was tons of fun. I'll catch you guys later. See you in the next one. Team, what's going on? This is the last one now, closing tactics. So super excited. Now you'll have an offer doc. You'll have a pitch deck, which is your stage one, and then you can keep building and building on top of that. I'm excited for us to, when we do release this new product, or it may already be out, for me to release the offer doc, and then for me to also release the pitch deck in a video sales VSL as well at the same time. So I'm pretty excited for that. It's going to be epic. The last bit is just the closing tactics. This one was inspired by me watching and reviewing a lot of our sales calls. And talking to a lot of other people about sales, and also I reviewed some other people's sales calls when they've sent me their recordings. And the biggest problem usually people have is right at the end is just getting their deal over the line. That's it. So it's just getting the person to commit, sending through payment details, getting someone to pay then and there, and away you go. And so that's the last piece of the puzzle, putting it together. So you can just walk through and start getting clients on LinkedIn with a client getting system, which is epic. So that's what I'm going to walk you through now. We've added Steve's added a really cool kind of funky slide at the end, which is kind of just forces the option with people at the same time, and then shows you like, it kind of like gets someone to like make a decision then and there. A lot of the time it's the decision, and the reason you want people to really make a decision quickly, especially if you're selling something that's not like enterprise level, is just because when people commit emotionally, when people commit emotionally to the sale, that's when you get it over the line. And so I'll walk you through kind of like a closing tactic and script on exactly what to do here as well at a few points. So yeah, insert your closing tactic and make the ask, and walk you through that right now as well. And we've also got a Notion document that I'm going to walk you through on how to actually build this closing tactic into your deck. And then away you go, we'll be finished. So let's get into it. Loom screen, here we are. Let me move my little guy over here. Move him over here, actually. Cool. So what you'll have access to below is the closing tactic Notion doc. Again, if you click this little duplicate button, it duplicated it. If you click the little duplicate button, it should duplicate it. Let me go back. There we are. Yeah, if you click the little duplicate button, it'll duplicate it. I just don't need to duplicate it now. It walks you through. Do this first. You obviously want to develop your offer, part 1. And so if you don't remember what that is, if we come to school, in classroom, in 101, develop your offer part 1. So once you completed this, and then also obviously if you've finished your proof deck and your pitch deck and your offer doc. So I've got my offer doc here that I completed, and then I've got the ye old pitch deck. Actually, this is the updated pitch deck as well, and we'll pitch it at the end and walk through it. Come on, I can't scroll. Yeah, the pitch deck at the end here, and then we're up to just the closing tactic. So what we've included is 3 different closing tactics, and I'll walk you through the logic of each of these closing tactics and then how you can potentially use them as well. But yeah, so the reason we've kind of picked 3 different ones for you is these are like really most common, easy ones to use, because a lot of people get caught on what do I say at the end. And I'll walk you through a process on my process as well here as well, and exactly what to do. But we've got 3 different types of closes. We've got the assumptive close, we've got the urgency close, and we've also got the no risk close. Now, my one out of all of these is usually the assumptive close, and I'll kind of walk you through the logic of each. But you know, the assumptive close is if you don't want to feel pushy, and you want to use this when it really lines up with the other person. And to be honest, I would just pick one of these and run with it and test it out each time. But this on the assumptive close, usually when you've done the due diligence, like you've pitched someone correctly, you've run through, you've answered all their questions as well, and I'll tell you what to do at a certain point before you get to the close as well. You've answered all of their questions, and then you essentially just say to the person, cool, so should we get started? That's pretty much it. So we've got some scripts here. You've seen how it'll work. Get outcome. This means what's left. Sorry, not that one. It seems like this fits exactly what you're looking for, right? Or perfect. If you're feeling about it, let's go ahead and get you started. So really easy way to just be like, hey, should we just get started? Should we walk ahead and do this thing? If you know what I mean. So the assumptive close, really easy. I'm going to break you down my closing sequence in a second here on exactly how I do it. We've got then the urgency close. The urgency close is just essentially like if you've got limited spots. And again, if you're using urgency and scarcity and stuff like that, you usually want to use honest urgency and scarcity. So things like that are like, you know, if you can only work with 4 clients this month, you say to them, hey, I can only work with 4 more clients this month. Spots are closing out fast. Did you want to jump in and get a spot before everyone else? You still get that discount, you know, as required or something like that, if you know what I mean. So the urgency close in there, you know, if you get started right now, does that make sense? Or, you know, if you tell them that, if let's say you adjust your down here and you say special offer, you know, if you jump in right now, you know, it'll be $197 down to $97, right? So you can add a scarcity thing, an urgency thing in there, because you could say, hey, like I told you at the start, I'll give you a really good deal. If you want to jump in right now, it'll be this price kind of thing. So you're adding urgency, you know, and you're just saying, are you ready to move forward? All that kind of stuff, right? Urgency type close. You can also blend these two in. The main thing is you just want a closing point. And then there's also the no risk close. For someone who, you know, it's making it like impossible. So that's when you want to go to someone, let's say if you're just starting out, right? And you may be like say a LinkedIn ghostwriter or something like that, right? And the person's like still on the fence. You might just say to them, hey, look, how about we work together for 2 months and you don't pay me and there's no long-term commitment. And if after 2 weeks you're not happy, it's all good. We don't have to work together. But if so, it'll be this price. Is that okay with you? And that's just like a no risk close. And it's really good when you're first starting out. You don't want to commit to too many of these at the same time, kind of as you go through. But the no risk close does work really, really well. And so all you want to do is just pick out one of these scripts and that you're going to be using. And guys, there's actually a presentation mode. If you click this button, presenter with notes. So when you're presenting this to people on the screen, you can kind of have the notes on the side with the script at the same time, or memorize the script as well. We've got the no risk close, but you just want to add in the script down here of what you want to use as well. You know, and I agree with this with Steve added here. You know, remember during a pitch, things don't always go as planned. Be ready to pivot, improvise creatively, guiding the customers making a decision as well at the same time. So pretty nothing crazy here, right? You just kind of need to like pick one and then run with it, and knowing that it's not going to work every single time, and you're going to finesse it and get better at it as you go. So you just kind of want to pick one and go ahead. We've also got in the offer document itself, what you want to do is you also want to create your call to action in the offer document, or we previously did that. So with that, you know, remember we go down here, this is the offer document. What does someone want to do next? You know, they can either, you know, immediately buy, or they can book a time with you, however you want to adjust. So they're kind of different closing tactics for each different thing as well. Where am I going to? Here we are. Update your CTA slide. Cool. So guys, they're the closing tactics that you want to run through. I'm now going to spend a couple of minutes just running through what to do at the close and how to objection handle a couple of little things. And what I've been doing as well, just because I think We previously weren't going to add it, but I think it's going to be really helpful if I add it for you now as well, on just the sequence that I would do when you're actually closing. All right, so let's just go add in the closing thing at the end, right? So insert your closing tactic and make the ask, give additional context. So what I'm going to do is we'll just choose the closing tactic we're going to choose, make the ask, exact script, cool. So I'll say once you roll, you will have immediate the course so you can build your offer cool. And then I'll just insert the closing tactic. Cool. Sweet. I've just added it in there and I'll slightly adjust this. So I'm going to run with the assumptive close as well. And then I'm just going to say, I'm going to walk you through how I would do the closing here as well specifically. But the cool thing that it's going to force you to ask for the close, because the cool thing is when I present this, right, and I go to present, Steve built this in, which is sick. When you get to this slide in presentation mode, it literally forces you to get the person to select what to do. And I'm going to walk you through like the closing tactics. I'm going to walk you through the things. If someone says I'm in, what to do, or if they've got a question, what to do at that point in time as well. And I'm going to whiteboard that out on my iPad just because there's a few things that I want to go through that are pretty important. So if you just follow this kind of stuff step by step, it's going to help you close a lot more deals. So there's kind of like, I'm out, let's not waste my time. So if someone's like, nah, this definitely isn't for me, not waste my time. I'm not going to get into objection handling that, but I'll get into the objection handling or what to do if someone says I'm in and if someone says question, right? Or if they have other questions, right? We'll call this 1 and 2. Now, when someone says I'm in, right? What you want to do is after they say I'm in, you do not want to send them the Stripe link or the payment link straight away. Because even when someone says I'm in, it doesn't mean I'm in. And it doesn't mean they're in. And it's not in until like the invoice is paid or signed off or whatever it is. I would just suggest you go for a Stripe link or a payment link if you can. It's the easiest way to do it. But when someone says I'm in, the sequence that you want to do for this is, let me just go the correct sequence, and we'll call this the happy sequence. This is the sad one. The happy sequence of what you want to do is you want to say, awesome, pumped to work with you. So I say, awesome, pumped to work with you. What are you most looking forward to? Looking forward to. Now, the reason you want to ask someone this is because some people, may feel pressured to go in, or they may double think it, or, they may say, yeah, and then just like think about it really quickly and be like, oh, I've got to reassess the situation. The reason you want to say, awesome, what are you most looking forward to, is you want them to emotionally commit. Can I even spell commit? Is that even how you spell commit? I don't even know. Let's just leave it there. I think it's double M. Tied today. So you want them to emotionally commit. So you don't want to just be like, cool, here's the payment link. Because they're like, whoa, that's weird. So what you want to do is, awesome, what are you most looking forward to? Get pumped with them. Be excited. Emotionally commit. Sweet. This is going to happen. Epic. Sweet. And then you kind of have some back and forth. This is really cool. I'm excited. Yada, yada, yada. All that stuff, right? Now, number 2, what you want to do is you just want to then talk them through what will happen next quick. So, what next? So what you want to do here is you want to say, awesome, cool. I'm going to send you the enrollment link. You're going to enroll right now. After you enroll there now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to onboard you immediately into the platform. I'm going to show you around. I'm going to introduce you to those people I told you to, and we're going to get your game plan call set up so you can be onboarded. Epic, is that all right? And the person will say, yep, I'm keen. So once you've got those 2 done, then what you do is, where's my phone? Don't know where my mobile phone is, but like, let's pretend that this is a mobile phone. Then what you want to do is beforehand, you want to hopefully have their phone number or their LinkedIn, whatever it is. You want to have your Stripe link on the phone. My phone must be out. Oh, my phone's here. My phone's here. So you want to have the phone and you'll say to them, epic. I'm going to send you the link to enroll right now on your phone. Can you get that done now? And then I'll add you onto the platform or whatever it is. And the reason you want to send it to their phone is because people have easy to pay things on their phone. On Apple, we have, you can pay by card, Apple Pay, right? My phone's black and white, so I don't try to get addicted to it. But you pay by your card, right? And the same with Androids. I've heard from Androids. I don't know who uses an Android. Bit of a weirdo, but whatever. You're still allowed in the program. But yeah, if you use an Android, like, it has the same thing. And it's easier for people to pay for stuff on their phone because most people are always buying stuff on their phone. Don't send it to their computer because with the computer, it's more difficult. So send to their phone. If you only got their LinkedIn, send it to their LinkedIn on their phone. Like, and just direct it. Be like, cool, I'm going to send you the link on your phone. If you can have a look at it on your phone and just talk about the phone, then they'll just be like, oh, where's my phone? They won't think about the computer. And you send them the link to enroll. You don't say pay, say link to enroll. And then they're just going to open up their phone. They're going to enroll. They're going to be like, done. You'll be like, epic. Let's onboard you right now. Or whatever you're going to do. Whatever the next steps are, right? And for you, if it's like a project that you're going to be doing with the person, project work, you book the time on the calendar, you set the project, you get the project checklist, whatever it is, you want to future pace exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly what you want to do if someone says, I'm in. Now, if they have a question, if they have an actual question, right? What I would do usually to avoid the question part is I would say, the first thing that I would say, let me pull it up now here for you guys. Not this screen, this screen. If they have a question, what I would do as you're going through here, and I'm probably going to make another video on how to actually pitch a pitch deck, which might be a bit better as well. Before you get to the section where you share the pricing here, right? Imagine if we were working together for this is going to happen, right? Before you get to this point, be like, cool, I'm about to run through the offer or anything. Are there any other questions that you have? Any other questions? Because what you want to do is you want to remove all of the objections that somebody has before you present the price, because you want that to be the last thing. And I know we've got a Hormozy style offer here, right? Price goes, inclusions, guarantees, but you want to get to this point and be like, cool, just before I kind of walk through the offer and the pricing and stuff, do you have any other questions? Or what other questions have you got? And then you want to answer all of those questions, and you might, get out of the presentation. You might go into your course or your program, or if you do like consulting, you might then just show, some checklists, some tick stuff, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. You want to go through and answer every single question they have before you present the price, because then you're only going to run into like the major blockers when it comes to price. So like, it's kind of like pre-handling the objection. So before you present the price, do that. Super critical. And then when you get to the point where you're down here, right, which is the ready to buy, if you get someone who's like, yeah, got a question but looks good, that's when you're going to run through the objection handling stuff. And from in my experience, there's only a couple of types of objection handles that they can have. And I'll show you how to get over them. So let's say you go number 2, if they got a question, right? And I've used this hundreds of times. And this is if you're selling like, you know, a thing that's between like 1 to 5K. It doesn't really work if you're like selling something that's like $40,000, but like you can use similar objections, but this is more basic stuff, right? First stuff. So when someone's like, no, I got a question, or like, you know, or they're, oh, I don't know, right? What you say to the person is like, cool, makes sense. We went through obviously everything. What do you think's holding you back right now? Like, what's the main thing you're thinking about? What's the main thing? Usually, I've only ever found it's just time or money. Now, there is the objection of there's another decision maker in the process, but if you're selling stuff, you generally want all the decision makers to be on the call at the time when you're presenting the offer and as you do the Hormozy style offer. But when it comes to time and dollars, right, these objections, they're pretty easy objections to overcome. All you say is like, if someone's like, hey, what, is there any objections? What do you think? I don't really know. Like, and throughout the conversation, they might have mentioned they're going away on holiday. And you say to them, look, is it just the time? Is it just the fact that you're going away on holiday? And they might say, yeah, it's the holiday. It's honestly the holiday. I'm going to have 3 weeks. You know, it's harder. And then you might then say to them, is there also like the money as well, potentially, because you're paying for the holiday? And then someone will be like, yeah, it's just the holiday and the money. It's that thing that's coming up, that big blocker. And then what you say to them is you're like, okay, so you're just saying like, you do really want to get started today. The only problem is that you don't have as much time to complete it as you wanted. And it's going to probably cost you a bit more because like you're afraid of that expense. Is that right? Yeah, it's only that. Look, are you sure? Is it only the time and money? Like that's the only thing you've got going on. Yep, sure, like 100% there's nothing else. Otherwise you do want to get started today. And then they'll be like, yes. And then what you do is that you then just remove the constraint, for example. So for our program, let's say when people join, if they have 2 months access, right? And so let's say it costs $2,000, right? Let's say that that's the thing, right? What you say to the person is like, cool, time and money, is that it? How about we do this? How about we, instead of giving you 3 months access, I'll give you 2 months access. I'll give you 3 months access for the same price. That gives you a whole extra time. That means you won't lose out for the time that you're going away. And how about what we do is this? How about we split up the $2,000 payment? And then what we'll do is we'll split it into, instead of being over 2 months, we'll split it into 4 payments. Over 3 months. But then two payments before holiday, pre-holiday, 2 payments after. However you want to do it, right? If you're using a whiteboard. And then what you've done then is you just then dispelled their time thing because they said they wanted to start today, and you've dispelled this, and then you just be like, look, I can only offer you this to you now if you want to jump in. So should we jump in and start working together? And that's pretty much it. So when you're coming to those closing tactics, for question 2, the time and money, now it's hard when you're overcoming a spouse. I'm not going to get into that. You probably YouTube some objection handling stuff, but if you've done a really, really good job, it's usually just the time and money of just getting the person to make the jump. Like that's just the thing. And then when they've done the commitment, and if they're like, yeah, looks good, let's go ahead and do it, then you go back and you do this. Emotionally commit. Awesome. What are you most looking forward to? Talk them through what's going to happen next. Send the link to enroll on the phone, and then onboard them or get them into the next steps then and there, whatever they're doing as well. My alarm going off. Yeah, and get them the next steps of whatever they're doing then and there as well. But yeah, guys, that's the closing tactic. Sorry, I just wanted to go deep into that. I didn't have it added, but I wanted to add it there because I know it'll help a few people. But super pumped. By now, you guys, what you'll have access to is you'll essentially have a full pitch deck completed and done, V1. You'll also have your own offer doc, which you can start pitching to people as you go. And just remember, guys, these are going to be a work in progress. And so you're going to keep adding to them. You're going to adjust your offer. You can adjust your pitch deck. And just remember, you can use this pitch deck as your video sales letter. So what I mean video sales letter, we'll probably have our new branding by the time this is up. But what I mean by video sales letter is like here, want to generate 5 warm leads a week. We've got this in the conversion optimization section, the building landing pages. So your video here can be this pitch deck with this video. And the cool thing is, with this pitch deck, is you can use the pitch deck to pitch your lead magnet if you want. You can use it to pitch a lower ticket thing if you want. Not that I would suggest that for most people. I would stick with the one core offer if you're going to do it. But you got tons of uses of this pitch deck and how you can use it. Guys, this was like super fun. I'm really thankful for Steve for actually creating this module. I know you guys are going to get tons of value from it. Ask us any questions as you go through. I'm going to make another video on how to use the Figma thing. And let me know any questions you've got throughout, and I can make other FAQ videos to attach to it. But guys, pumped to release this. I'm super excited to see everyone's pitch decks and offer docs as well. Catch you all later.